Is it really that loud? I guess it was before I pressed the menu button. I didn't really get to test this very much. I just started the game, went AFK immediately, as one does when one starts a stream. But yeah, this is probably the more appropriate volume level. Looking at OBS, this should be fine. Anyway, alright, Ruford, alright, Rolda, welcome in. Welcome, Asleep DK Raiders. I didn't really get to mess with the settings or anything in advance, like I just said, so we might have to tinker with that for a moment. Let's actually turn that down slightly. I don't like vibration that much. I think this is what I usually play on. Or apparently this is what I used to play on, I should say. I've literally not played this in 3 years, so that's gonna be fun. Do I need to change anything? I don't think so. Input device options, device prompts for controller or keyboard and mouse. It's interesting that they ask you if you want your keyboard and mouse control prompts. That's odd. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, do you want like Xbox or PS control thingies or whatever? But nope, you could have your bullshit. Shall we do this on offline? Actually, I haven't seen the online stuff in this yet because when I played this, it didn't have the online features. Anyway. I'm gonna turn this up slightly, actually, because there's gonna be an intro cutscene, and I don't really know how audio this is gonna be, so I'll just shut up for the cutscene, and then afterwards we can tailor this to what the appropriate levels are. So enjoy. Might be a menu or two before. Oh, never mind.
時は戦国末期、日の本すべてを焼いた戦火はいまだに勢い衰えず、山深い芦名の国にも燃え広がっていた。県政芦名一心、国取りの決戦であった。
野良犬が心すらなくしたか。ああ、共に来るか、飢えた狼。
そして戦場で拾われた狼は修行の末熟達の忍びとなった。
忍びの掟は忘れまいな。親の次に大事なもの、お前の心に刻むがよい。あれが今日からお前のあること。命を賭して守り、たとえ奪われるとも必ず取り戻すのだ。よいなら狼よ。
一心の国取りから24年。芦名の国は斜陽にあり、狼の忍びはすべてを失っていた。育ての義父も、守るべき主も。
忍びよ、目覚めてください。あなたの主のために。
You've got mail. Man wakes up again. Right, my youth. Yeah, getting stabbed in the foot like that must be pretty ass. And yeah, I do know how to die. I die a lot in this. We will inevitably die quite a bunch. Mean Wolf was kinda asking to have this face dead. Odd bit of grey ass scarring and dying there on the side of your face, mate. In classic FromSoft tradition, we start with someone at the bottom of a well. Jesus Christ, he is twitchy. I forgot this. We start at the bottom of some sort of drop, and someone tosses something down for us. Let's see. We have a menu. We have stuff that is all locked as of yet. Alright, Kojak. We have an inventory, we have options, very good. I can't actually look at this. I try it. Oh, right. So, first of all, these are Xbox prompts. I don't think I can change that. Game options maybe here somewhere. Oh well, fuck it, I'll take it. Ornamental letter. A letter thrown into the well. Into a well, rather. Koro's Wolf, your destiny awaits you at the Moon View Tower. Escape from the well and find the tower bathed in moonlight. Even without a blade, you can reach it. Stay silent, stay vigilant. Tybum. Raider. I see. Can we not? Oh, we can scratch our ass, that's important. Very important skill. So we have a jump on this, we can't even wall jump if I recall correctly. Uh-huh. I can't dodge or sprint or anything. Yeah, probably the legendary variety. Also, we can swim in this game, which is very unusual. There's a thing up there, but we can't get that for quite a while. We have to grab that from the other side. Or a tomb. Yeah, not even like properly into the mailbox or anything, just here, have this mail. We can jump. Yay. We can wall jump. Yay. Paperboy? What the fuck is Paperboy? Is that some sort of mail delivery sort of game? I think we can jump down to our deaths there if we want to. Although I think fall damage was pretty generous in this, if at all present. I mean, we could find out. But maybe not. I kinda wanna, but maybe not. Let's not. Fuck it. Into your hole. What the fuck are you delivering or buying on Amazon? Actually, never mind. Don't answer that. And how much do you pay extra for the directly in-hole delivery? We can hump a wall. We can shimmy. We can peek. Such is life, having already peeked. So, stealth is a thing. Advance without being seen by crouching in bushes or moving under floors. You do not have a sword at the moment. Use stealth to avoid enemies and head to the Moonview Tower. If you're about to be seen, warning markers appear on enemies' heads. So we have a stealth system in this game.
特に稼などしておりませんが、構わぬのでしょうか。大事ない。刀もなく、気力すらない。奴はもう のふぬけよ。
Little do you guys know, my will to live has been rekindled by a single mail delivery. You can eavesdrop.
櫓が今宵も月に照らされておる。巫女様はまた月明かりで書をお読みかの。
そうじゃな。まだほんの子供というに、囚われとは気の毒なことじ
ゃ。ああ、源一郎様も何かお考えがあるのだろうが。
How's the audio, by the way, now that we've had a bit of ambience music, a bit of dialogue? Not really any combat just yet, so it's probably going to peak a little bit more during combat, but hope the, like, subtler bits are also audible. Nice little detail, by the way, if you start walking from the crouch, Wolf actually, like, uses his left arm to move himself forward a little bit. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't talking about the YouTube link that I'm definitely opening and listening to right the fuck now while we're playing a different game. But, Tywin, you can up this slightly. If it becomes too loud during combat, and especially during boss fights, we can always turn it down, but, thank you for feedback. It's very good. I mean, the circular thing around my screen right now, that's because we're, like, stealthy and hidden.
君櫓の扉はちゃんと閉まっておるか。閉まっておるが、壁の穴はそのままにしておるぞ。
Hole in the wall, you say?
ああ、そちらは心配いらぬだろう。穴は崖際じゃ通えるものなどあるまいよ。
Yeah, I'm sure no one will be insane enough to try and climb over there. We can ledge hang and we can shimmy. I think it's a pretty good indicator for... Oh, it's actually more because we're low HP, I think. Because we're only on a pixel. We jump into ledge grab. Yeah, I don't mind a small visual indicator for stuff like that, so you can immediately tell without having to look at the tiny HP bar in the bottom left there. Right, cutscene time. Oops, almost fell. Good thing cutscene triggers and saves me. Nani? Wait, I shouldn't joke like that. I might
よ
actually
く
say
来て
that.
くれた。久しいな、狼よ。
お迎えに参上いたしました。我が主。
うむ。表を上げよ。くさび丸、そなたの刀だ。我が忍びよ。主従の約定に従い、命を賭し、我に仕えよ。
御意。
Right, we have sold a katana given by Kuro, the divine heir, an heirloom of the Hirata family, a cadet branch descended from Ashina. Once thought lost, it has found its way back into the hands of the wolf. The name Kusabimaru bespeeches. A shinobi's role is to kill, but even a shinobi must not forget mercy, a mantra that blade itself may manifest. Ah, we have sewed. I can't sew it in here though, I think. Let's talk to him again. So there's a thing that we're gonna be doing. You have two ways of changing the difficulty of this game. One is by having this item that you get once you've beaten the game once. You can then turn this in at the start of the game to Kuro, and like this charm would protect you, basically, and by giving it away, you make the game slightly harder in some ways. We're going to be doing that, and later on we'll be able to ring a bell and activate some sort of demon curse to make life a little bit more painful. I think both of those options are, like, they kind of stack, and they're both pretty rough for the first playthrough. On New Game Plus and onwards, it's actually not that significant in my opinion, but for the first New Game, it's actually pretty rough. And I haven't played this in 3 years, and I also have not played this as much as most of the other Souls games, or FromSoft games anyway, so this is gonna be a lot of death soon-ish. We'll see how far we can get before I get stuck to a horde and have to change that. Watery tarts over divine asses. Yeah, that's not happening here. We get our sword directly from our boss, some small child whose face was apparently not cut, unlike ours. Anyway.
狼よ、傷を負っておるようだな。そうだ、そなたにこれを託そう。薬水のひょうたんだ。これで傷を癒してくれ。
And we get our Estus equivalent, Healing Gourd, a gourd filled with vitality-restoring medicine. Resting refills the gourd, made by an apprentice of the extraordinary Dr. Dogan. Though it is strange that the gourd's medicinal waters refill automatically, the seeds within may hold the secrets to how it works.
さて、そなたの体、その後大事はないか？
その後とは？
あの世のこと、覚えておらぬのか？
はい。
いや、司祭は後にしよう。今はこのアシナの城を脱さねばならぬ。
御意。
堀沿いに進んだ橋の下に場外への抜け穴がある。一心様よりそう聞いたことがある。まずはその橋下の抜け穴を見つけてきてほしい。見つけたらそうだな。足の歯笛で合図をくれるか。ほら昔聞かせてくれたであろう。こうピーッとな。その音を頼りにそなたのもとへ行こう。狼よ、そなたからも何かあるのか？
So we give him the Koro's charm.
これを巫女様に。
それはあの時に。
Well, his charm, I guess.
そうか、気づいていたのだな。
持っていていただきたいのです。
だが、このお守りは今まで苦難を抑え、そなたを守っていた。それを超える苦難など、追ってほしくはない。だからできればこのまま持っていてくれぬか。
Nope, you do take it.
望むところ。
We go hard mode.
巫女様にお返しします。
わかった。ありがとう。そなたを待ち受けるのは今までをも超えた艱難深苦の道だが、そなたならば超えられる。狼よ、そう信じているぞ。
You have chosen the path of further hardships. We have indeed. I think we can talk to him again and get it back. So you get quick items. This is pretty normal for these games. You actually cannot kill the child for reasonable reasons. First of all, why would you? But also, the kid is actually immortal, which is part of the reason why this is such a big deal. He's the divine heir. It's a he, by the way, but either way. He is actually immortal. He cannot be killed, which is part of the, let's say, issue. It's gonna be a pretty significant part of the story. Fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up a lot. The buttons are slightly different. Oh well. So we have medicinal pellets that slowly restore vitality. A secret treatment passed down for generations in these lands. Records say it has been used in battle since times long gone, and lent to the famed resilience of Ashina warriors. A pull case full of these pellets would also serve as a battle charm. So we have another quick item that we can slap on here. These are proper consumable though, so like we don't get infinite of them and they don't automatically restock. Are you pregnant, DK, that you have these sudden urges that are uncontainable, uncontrollable? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, this is gonna take me a while to get these buttons correct. So the issue is, there are three main FromSoft kind of games, right? We have Dark Souls, we have Elden Ring now, and we have Sekiro, and they all three have slightly different controls for how their action buttons work. So in Dark Souls, you press what is X on a PS4 pad or A on a Xbox pad to interact with objects, like to talk to people, pick up shit. In Elden Ring, you use B as or circle on a PS4 pad to interact with objects because X is a jump button. This game, X is also the jump button, or A on a Xbox pad. So obviously we should do circle as well, right? No, circle is a dodge button in this game. Wait, no, do you? Oh no, it's Y in Elden Ring, isn't it? I don't know. And anyway, in Elden Ring it's even more different, and then here we have interact on X for some reason, as in square on a PS4 pad. Either way, the point is 3 games, 3 different confirm buttons, basically. Yeah, we also get a little stealth vignette, as you can see on the corners of the screen. But yeah, anyway. Raider is a chocolate bar in it, I think. A specific one. Kind of like Snickers or whatever as well. So, posture and death blows. The shinobi aims to break an opponent's posture. Attacking an enemy is one way to achieve this. When an enemy's posture breaks, he is vulnerable to a shinobi death blow. We attack, and then after they are posture broken, we death blow. Uh-huh. Hi, guy. So, the yellow bar below his health bar is his posture bar. That is very loud. Is that as loud as it is for me, for you guys as well? Like, do we think we need to lower this a little bit, or is this fine? Yeah, I don't have time for the really long game. Apparently this has already been like 20 years in the future from where our intro cutscene started. Alright, we'll see with more like long-form combat. Hi, guy. Sometimes relentless attacks is not enough to break an enemy's posture. Deflecting enemy attacks is another way to damage their posture. A Master Shinobi uses a combination of deflect and attacks to achieve swift victory. LB the moment an attack length to deflect. It's basically parrying. If you fuck it up, in this case it's just pain. There we go. Oh yeah, I have to press a button to actually climb this. So we're gonna die here in a second. We can log onto people, pretty normal. We also... Oh, fuck it, let's just do this. Yeah, can... Isn't there a drop-down thingy? Maybe not. Yeah, whatever. Just go fuck anyway. There we go. So, basically, you generally have 2 ways of... I mean, the game will explain this further, I'm not sure why I need to explain it right now. But basically the yellow posture bar is the more important bit. You kind of want to target that fucking down, because as soon as it is full, you get to death blow them immediately. Which for normal guys will just outright kill them. The bigger men have multiple health states, basically. And the 2 main ways of doing damage to the posture bar is either attacking. They'll usually be blocking, so they don't take any health damage, but it will fill up their posture bar. Or if they're attacking and you parry, you also break their posture a little bit, and then once that's full, they basically get to die immediately. At the start, these enemies are very... Like, these early enemies are pretty weak, and it goes very quickly. Like, the regular ones we hit twice, and then we immediately have guard broken down and can kill them. The other kind of guy that we have here, that we learn to parry on, those need 1 parry and then immediately they're broken, but yeah. Yeah, blood pressure is high these days. I think they didn't have the sort of medicine to deal with that just yet. So up there's our first bigger enemy, so I'm probably gonna die. Since we are on not a lot of health. But that is fine. So, a counter slash can be performed immediately after deflecting an attack. This allows you to do a posture damage while giving the enemy time to recover. So I parry and then immediately attack to do like a sort of counter attack. Once too often. Well, the paper cut usually doesn't go all the way through your body, cutting multiple, like, important veins and arteries, but what can you do? So. Oh yeah, but that he has that weird sprint attack where he, like, does a little twirl first. Slightly slower than what it is like there. So, since we gave away Kuro's Charm at the start, there are a few things that make this game a little bit more difficult. Chief among them is that normally you don't take damage from blocking, and you can just keep blocking. Okay, I'll explain this when we're out of combat. Oops. Hit me. Do me. Slowest man in the game. Wanna attack me or like no? Yes, no, because it's early days. There you go. Alright, go and get your pregnancy chocolate bar. Right, so basically, if you hold down the block button, you go into this stance and you block attacks like normal, like you would in a Souls game or something. It's pretty decent, but it builds your own posture bar quite a lot, so you eventually guard break if you do this a lot. Otherwise, if you time it and you like block in exactly the moment that the attack hits you, you parry them, which builds a lot less of your posture bar. Your posture bar can literally not break if you keep parrying attacks, even if it's full. You can never get guard broken if you parry. But it is a little bit risky because you have to time it. So normally people, when they're feeling unsafe, they just hold down the button and just block. And if you're willing to risk it, you try for the parry. However, since we gave away Kuro's Charm, we take a little bit of chip damage every time we block an attack. So even if we block the attack by holding down the button, which would normally prevent us from taking damage and would fill our posture bar, instead we take damage despite blocking and it still fills our posture bar. So we really, really, really want to parry instead of just blocking like normal. Yeah, basically. This little wiggle isn't super effective. I think there's a... Maybe I just heard people talk about it, not sure if that's actually in the game. But I think there's a mechanic where if you just keep wiggling it, the like timing window gets worse and worse, so you can't just like slam the button. But as I might see there in my health bar, even if I'm blocking, I still take damage. So the game really wants me to actually parry these attacks and get the timing correctly. Normally, if you literally just beat the game like for the first time and then you just go into the hard mode for your second playthrough, you'll have a much better grasp on how the game works and you have a much better feeling for enemies' attack timings and shit and when you need to parry. I, however, haven't played this in a while, so we'll be struggling a lot with that. Like, even regular enemies, you kind of need to parry, and I will have to kind of learn everyone's timings from the get-go, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, like I said earlier, bigger enemies have multiple death blows that they need to be done. That makes not a lot of sense if you consider that it's a death blow, but anyway, they have these, and their HP bar on the top left, they have 2 red dots. Now there's only 1 because we have to take care of one. That attack is a little bit slower than I give it credit for. Yeah, I keep blocking that one early. There we go. So, we lost almost half of our HP, literally just from not proper parries, but rather regular blocks. Normally, if we didn't give away the charm, we would still be at full HP, but we like fucked up a few of the parries, instead just blocked them like normal, and as a result, we took almost half of our HP in this like fairly short battle. So, as you might imagine, long term that's gonna be an issue if I don't do that properly. Get a fistful of ash. Ash gripped into a hardened clump. Throw it at an enemy to temporarily distract them. In Ashina, the snow falls thick, and thus the heart runs thick with ash. Do a little drink. Because our death also refilled our healing gourd, as you might imagine. Not sure where we're supposed to be going first. I guess not down here. Down here seems pretty bad. Wrong button. Right, let's climb up here, I guess. Hey, we can eavesdrop.
この橋の下、堀のどん詰まりに抜け穴があるじゃろ。あそこも見張りせよとの仰せじゃと。なんとも限界なことじゃ。戦が近いのかもしれんの。
Secret passage, you say? Almost like that's what we're heading for. So here we have a small shit. These guys are pretty annoying if I recall correctly. But I think we just pressure him from the get-go. He doesn't need to do anything. Very weird man, this. Bit malformed. I think we go down on the left side. The game's pretty good at indicating where you can, like, climb walls and drop down and stuff like that by using like little visual cues. like the edge of this beam here being slightly frayed and I don't know, looking a little bit like highlighted, so you can tell where you have to go or where you can go at least. Oops, almost fell down. I don't think falling down there is that big of a deal. It's just the infinite abyss that you should be avoiding. So over here is the secret passage. This is where we would move on, but I think there's a few more small things we can do here. Memory serves. That would make us go all the way across the bridge again. Oh, fuck it, let's just move on with life. Oops, wrong button. This appears to be the escape route. Call the divine error and read the and with the reed whistle. Just pulled that right out of our ass. I cannot speak today. I only woke up an hour ago, so this was not the greatest time to be talking a lot. But we'll get it done.
狼をよく見つけてくれた。さあ、参ろう。
御意。
血の定めから逃れることしかできぬとはな。この城を出ていずこへ参ろうか。まずはアシナの国を離れるか、あるいはどこかに身を隠すか。そなたはどう思う？
御意のままに。
御意か。そなたは変わらぬな。いや、懐かしいと思うてな。さあ、参ろう。
Wolf is not much for personal opinion. So I'm sure nothing weird is going to happen once we come out of this tunnel. It's going to go exactly as planned. We will just leave the this country of Ashina. And this obvious samurai showdown-esque sort of arena is definitely not a sign of things to come. And this bloke up there with a massive bow on his back. Nice of you to stay behind. Stay behind, stay safe.
久しいな、巫女よ。叔父上の墓前以来か。
源一郎殿。私はすまぬ。
お任せを。
邪魔立てするか、巫女の忍びを。
So, I'm pressing all the buttons that are correct. Very good of me. Doing so well until then. Need to jump there, but hey, whatever works. Not too early, but wait, is that not? Oh, I thought that was the sweep. Never mind, we did. Guess we were too armless after all. Hi, dog. I mean, sorry. Are you apologetic for saying hello? Do you have some sort of vow of silence that you just broke?
忍びとてこの程度か。巫女はもらっていくぞ。
They stole my kid. Sent me home. Wolf ASMR.
これは
目覚めたようじゃな。どうやらまだ死の定めではないと見える。
Immediately go back down to sleep. So, you received the Shinobi Prosthetic, the artificial arm of a shinobi passed down by the sculptor, a replica of a human arm fitted with a variety of mechanisms, apparently designed with modification in mind. While it bears a number of cuts and is stained thick with blood and oil, it has been impeccably maintained. We have a new arm. Ah, lovely. Better than the old one, definitely.
お前さん、名は何と言え。
ですね。
さしずめ、任に敗れた狼といったところか。
言えぬ。
それが忍びじゃな。わしは仏を掘らなきゃなら。お前さんはお前さんで好きにしな。
Oh, right, we can turn the charm back in here if we want to avoid our additional hardships, but we chose this path, that's what we're going to be sticking with for a while at least.
わしが掘る仏はどうやったって怒り顔だ。業深い者はそうなる。お前さんもいつか掘ってみればわかるだろうさ。それで何か用か。
How did we get here?
何故俺はここにいる。
ただ拾ったのよ。屍かどうかもわからぬものを野良犬に食わせてやることもあるまい。
どれほど俺は眠っていた。
お前さんを拾ってからずいぶん経つぞ。
そうか。
じゃが主の主はまだ生きておるぞ。アシナの城で囚われとなっている。だがすぐにもその血を利用されちまうだろう。お前さんを見ればその価値は十分にあろうというものじゃ。
Ask about your new left arm.
この左腕、俺に何をした。
そいつは忍び義手。石腕の狼にはおあつらえ向きの牙じゃろうて。仏を掘るには無用でな。お前さんにくれてやる。
忍び義手。
そいつはただ失った腕を補うもんじゃない。任具を見つけたらわしのところに持ってくるがいい。
任具だと。そうか。このからくり。
察しがいいな。任具を持ってきたら忍び義手に仕込んでやる。そうすりゃその義手のありがたみがわかるじゃろうさ。 喋りすぎたな。いい気な。
Ask about the divine heir's blood.
巫女様の血が利用されるとはどういうことだ。
わしも詳しいことなど知らん。ただ、流院、そう呼ばれる特別な血があるという。主の主はそれを持っておる。
それゆえ巫女様は
付け狙われる。お前さんの体が妙なことになっておるのもそのせいかもしれぬな。
Right, boy.
お前さんもそうじゃが、この荒れ寺にはおかしな客がまあまあ訪れる。寺を出て右手の広場にもそうした者が一人おる。妙なことになっておる者同士、気が合うかもしれんな。
So, normally I'm the kind of guy that when there's dialogue in a game like this, I just read the subtitles and then I just skip to the next line. I might eventually do that on autopilot because I am very used to playing it that way, and listening to the entire dialogue is fine, and the voice actors are doing a great job, but I'm inherently very impatient, so if I start doing that and you guys want to hear the voice acting instead, I apologize in advance. These little remnants on the ground here, like the little kunai with the butterflies around them and stuff, these are from one of the updates the game got that added quote-unquote multiplayer. It's basically the death remnant of someone who died here. So you can inspect those. Very good. So we'll see these spammed in various areas, like here. I can turn that off, but I'll keep it on for now to see if there's some fun stuff to be seen. But already just having the shit spammed on the starting HUD is, whatever. Not great. Anyway, we have a little statue here.
優しい顔の仏様はわしの彫ったもんじゃねえ。誠の仏師が彫られたものだ。人が己の内にあるものと向き合う。そういった時に助けとなるだろう。
己の内にあるものとは
怒り、悲しみ、あるいは古い過去の記憶、そういった類のものじゃ。
Yeah, these are all Buddha statues. Thankfully, none of them are the real ones, so none of them will open their eyes and look at us weirdly. On the downside, we also don't have a golden path here, so you win some, you lose some. Anyway, this is basically our starting hub. We have some stuff hidden around here, if I recall correctly. A light coin purse. A purse filled with a small amount of sen. It can be used to acquire the sen inside. It has a somewhat satisfying weight to it. The sen in this purse is not lost upon death. In typical FromSoft fashion, we'd lose our currency if we die and then have to get it back, but these coin purses we can pop whenever we need to like keep the money safe until that point. Remnants. Shinobi can leave behind shadows of their past actions known as remnants. Remnants are left to discipline one's peers. Some are masters of the way ahead, others provoke sporting rivalries. Open the remnant menu. Note, a network connection is required to leave remnants. Can leave behind the shadows of their past actions known as remnants. Vitality is replenishable when remnant is replaced by another shinobi. Remnants can be recorded via the record remnants tab. Messages, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not particularly interested. Just ignore those for now for the most part. Then we have a little shrine here. We can commune with the sculpture's idol. Sculptor's idol service checkpoints, where you can be found throughout Ashina. Resting at a sculptor's idol will completely replenish vitality and restore 1 use of resurrection. Additionally, quick items and spirit emblems in storage will be added to your current inventory. With some exceptions, resting will also revive defeated enemies. Well, guess we rest. Huh, that's pretty good. The note yells back. Some sort of cave over here, but I think that's a path for later. Yep, sealed from the other side. Very Nando's. Anyway, suddenly we have the strange woman that tossed our mail at us at the start of the game. Let's have a listen to her. That's kind of a neat feature. Well done.
誠に息を吹き返したのですね。流院の力。 この目でしかと見ることになるとは。
何者だ？
エマと言います。猿お方に仕えるクス氏です。
猿お方とは？
すみませぬが、主の命にて明かせません。ただ、あなたを助けよと、そう仰せつかっています。信用しろとは言いません。ですが、私は主の命を果たさねばな
I
ら
don't
な
know
い。
why she's being so secretive here.
あなたが持っている薬水のひょうたん、それはもともと私が作り上げたもの
Made the Essos last, must be a good one.
クス師として助けとなりましょう。
このひょうたん、お主が作ったというのか？
はい。元は九郎様のためにあなたが譲り受けていたのですね。気づいているかもしれませんが、このひょうたんの薬水はおのずと湧き出します。尽きたとて少し休めばまた満ちるでしょう。
クス師としての助けとは？
ひょうたんの種をお持ちください。
種だと？
はい。薬水はひょうたんの種より湧き出します。新たな
She
種を
doesn't
加
breathe,
え
does
れ
she?
ば薬水の傘が増すでしょう。
She's a ghost.
手に入れたら持ってきてください。
わかった。
Well, unfortunately, we don't have any gourd seeds, so we have to do that at some other point.
一つ頼みがあります。
なんだ？
少し顔を見せてください。
何？
白いあざ。これは生まれつきですか？
いや。
ならば留飲を受けた者に現れるということか、あるいは兆しか。
もう良いか？
ああ、十分です。無礼をしました。すみません。
Yeah, don't touch me, vile woman.
白いあざは生まれつきではない。ならば留意あるいは
Okay, repeating dialogue means we're done.
また。
Bye. We have an item. What have we here? Some more pellets. Very fine. Don't need to rest again. Nothing really has changed. And over here is another bloke. Very weird bloke, but a very fine bloke as well.
見ぬ顔だな。そこもと名は？
ですね。
名乗られぬか。だが腕ある忍びとお見受けした。忍びの技ならば、あるいはそこもとよ。ぜひそれがしと立ち会ってもらおう。
Face you in battle. Please insist. Oh, goodbye, that guy.
やはり死なぬわな。そこもとの立ち筋、見事なものであった。それがしをかように従前に殺した者、そうはおらぬ。
お主は何だ？
死なず、あるいは虫つきと呼ぶ者もおるな。死ねぬので、ただここにおるのだ。そこもとはこのような荒れ寺で何よ。随分と眉間にシワが寄っておる。そこもとよ。それがしを使い、刀の修練をせぬか。お主の使命を果たすために。死ねぬ体ゆえ、幾度でも切られてやれるぞ。どうじゃ。
Sure. I'll have your body.
よし。ではやろう。刀を振らば気も紛れるというもの。
Yeah, fire would probably do, man. Surprised they haven't tried that yet.
そこもとよ。この社には行き場を失った者が集うようだ。俺、現にそれがしもここにおる。だからかの。そこの賽銭箱にも時折何やら流れ着くのよ。
Indeed, that's the idea. Alright, Hanbei the Undying, let's have some training then. So, this is basically your tutorial practice area. It's not bad. I kind of like what they did with the... like, having a in-lore, in-universe sort of thing with like, hey, you can spar here and practice shit.
力ば参る。
So, sword attacks. A shinobi aims to break opponent's posture. Attacking an enemy is one way to achieve this. An enemy with broken posture is vulnerable to a shinobi death blow. Perform 3 death blows after breaking enemy posture. So we attack him. Boom, 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 and... that is number 1.
さらに参る。
2.
さらに参るぞ。
3.
さすがだな、そこもと。
We'll quickly go through all 3 of these. I think there's advanced ones as well once you do these
力
basic
ば
ones.
参る。
Sometimes relentless attack is not enough to break an opponent's posture. Deflecting an enemy's attacks also makes damages their posture, and the Master Shinobi will both deflect and attack. Deflect enemy attacks and perform 3 death blows. Oops, I'm done. I guess I'll try to sneak up during combat.
さらに参る。
Although I'll probably not have much interesting to say other than, oh, I fucked this up, or oh, this is interesting, or stuff like that. Let's try this maybe. I guess I could do the sidechaining thing where if I'm speaking the game audio gets slightly lowered. I'll have to mute myself during subtle dialogue then. Either way, let's try out the step dodge. Step dodge allows one to avoid attacks. Dodging won't compromise enemy posture, but may help one avoid damage. Evade enemy attacks and then attack. And perform 3 death blows. I can't remember where these menu buttons, yes, menu things are. Maybe try this then. Oops, I was not paying attention. To stay down after being knocked to the ground surely means death. Safety roll can be used to quickly recover from being knocked down or posture broken. When posture broken or knocked down, either A or B to safety roll, so you can like get off the ground more quickly to avoid becoming dead. It's a bit far away, isn't it? Yeah. Oops. It's mostly the sword clanking and stuff, I'd imagine. I was not paying attention. Oops. What's good is that some of the basic enemies in this game use his exact moveset, like his exact set of attacks and animations are what they also use, so you do actually get to practice properly. Both for the parry timing as well as for the like evasion stuff like here. That is a bit too far for me. Well, the blocks and parries are responses to me doing things rather than as audio cues. There is one specific audio cue.
そろそろより誠の戦いに即したものも試してはどうか。それがしも殺す気でかかろう。そこもとの修練としてもその方が好ましかろう。どうした？
なぜそこまで？
半分は退屈しのぎ、もう半分はそうじゃな。そこもとの眉間のシワを 取ってやりたいのよ。さあ、良いからやるぞ。
Free combat is not available. Let's do one free combat then for the
で
fundamentals.
は、承知。
So we get to attack, to take posture. Oh, that one I probably should have dodged, so the game wanted me to dodge, I think. There we go. Exactly break, thank you.
まだまだ。
No. The dodge attack is weirdly like short range. The worst block animation? What?
さすがだな、そこもと。この社には、
Okay.
そこ
I think that's it for you so far.
来るがいい、そこもとの技の。
It's a parry. I don't think it's about like actually tanking the blow like that. It's more about like deflecting it and moving it flatways, like diverting the attack rather than. I mean, okay, in that case, anything with in-game sword fighting will be complete shit then. The worst animation. Anyway, we have Grappling Hook now. The Shinobi's prosthetic grappling hook allows access to normally unreachable places and a chance to take the high ground. Nearby grapple points are designated with a circular symbol. When the symbol turns green, the grapple point is within reach. Aha, so now I can move around. See this bridge? Can't take it, but if we look up here, the grappling point. Whee! Now we can move us around. But yeah, there's a system with audio cues. There are 3 special types of attacks that you need to respond to differently, and there's an audio cue for that, and that is the specific one that will... Like, it's very noticeable once we get to the point where the game introduces that, but it hadn't introduced that yet, so we don't really get to see that. Yeah, the Shinobi prosthetic is a miracle piece. It does everything for you. You can now travel instantly between Sculptor's idols that have already been communed with. Travel can be accessed via the Sculptor's idol travel menu. Thank you. Right, so we have our first actual little open area of the game, and we get to explore it. Ango's Sugar. Sugar candy made in Senpo Temple. Sustaining Ango's Blessing. Temporarily reduces vitality damage taken from physical attacks. Bite the candy and take the Ango stance to impart its inhuman benediction. By doing so, you endure the excess karma of man from the spirits within. Senpo monks spread this candy across Ashina in honor of her military heroes. It also kind of implies that it's a grappling hook attached to the prosthetic, but I don't know, guess it depends on how you want to read it. So, enemies drop loot, such as items and money. Multiple enemies can be looted at once from some distance away. Items in the world are different than loot, and in that they must be approached to be picked up. Press and hold X to acquire loot, press and hold X near world item, pick up item. So he has stuff, as you can see that it's glowing. I hold down X and we vacuum all that shit up. We get a ceramic shard, a piece of pottery that breaks with a satisfying crack when thrown. Throw it at an enemy to draw their attention. Throwing and smashing such pieces made for a popular sport amongst Ashina boys. Even after growing up, they remember the old games well. So, we can do what we just did there, as in like, hey, there's a guy, let's approach him and kill him, or we can play this with a little bit more stealth. And that is probably what they intended to have the player do a lot, because there's a lot of little fighting, and if you do stealth, you get to do that a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. So it's pretty powerful, pretty simple, and also pretty fun in my opinion. Because, like, the grappling hook is officially silent, we can, like, sneak around at pretty decent speed without any sort of issue. And we get to do stealth kills and shit. Oops, unless we jump into that. So we got our stealth kill. He didn't hear shit. Next guy. So I usually in streams comment that I'm not really particularly fond of stealth games. This sort of system is basically the exception to that, because it's designed around being like fast, fluid, and effective. It's not a deep or meaningful stealth system. You don't have that many like interesting tools to change enemy patrol paths or like do weird shit with it, but it's very functional and it's very satisfying to pull off. Like, it allows you to do things more quickly and efficiently while also not really getting in the way of the core gameplay. So I think this game does a a very soft stealth system, I would say, but it works pretty good. Like, it works pretty well in the game's favor as a result. Let's keep having a look around. With the grappling hook. They very generously placed grappling points just about anywhere, so you can move pretty quickly once you know where you want to go. You can also just chain these together without landing. It's very smooth. Yeah, bold people don't pay any attention anymore, can confirm. Might actually turn the... Oh, right, I need to actually loot people. Hoover up all their bullshit. And I might want to turn the network stuff off, honestly. I don't really like seeing all the remnants everywhere. I think it looks kind of bad. Like these, death remnants lying around all over the place. It's not, like, terrible or actively bad, but I don't know. I guess we need to restore to make that a thing, do we? Yeah, it's the launch settings. How about, can we do that while in the actual game? Probably not. Well, we'll have them turned off for next time then. True, yeah, that would probably help them out a lot. Ow. So, bullets and other projectiles can also be deflected like normal attacks, but they obviously don't do posture damage to the enemy because that'd be silly, right, Valheim? That'd be very silly if deflecting projectiles would damage the person that... or, like, make the person stagger that far at the projectile. Yeah, I wouldn't think, like, individual... Oh, he turned around at the perfect time for me. But yeah, I don't think individual little remnants would clash with the aesthetic too much. Like, I think the style and stuff works fine. It's just when they're, like, so prevalent and spammed all over the place that it becomes a problem. Like, problem is also a bit of a strong word. It's just slightly ugly. But, I don't know. To me, they don't really add anything. I don't really intend on, like, using them. It's kind of like the bloodstains in Dark Souls. Sometimes they're useful to warn you of what's coming up, but often people just spam them because lol, funny bloodstains everywhere. And I don't know, I don't think we need that necessarily in this game. At least for now. Like, there are definitely some places later where you might be warned of an ambush that you might otherwise not know, but or not notice until it's too late. But overall, not that great. We have Echo Sugar. Sugar candy made inside both temples, sustaining Echo's blessing. Boost attack power for a time. Bite the candy and take the Echo stance to impart its inhuman benediction. The spirits embody excess karma. One must bite down hard on the candy and endure what has been brought to pass. Yeah, I mean, for Death Stranding it makes sense because you're kind of, like, the game is a lot of about, like, doing the rebuilding, reconnecting sort of thing, so I think it works out. And for the Souls games, they have that, like, hand-wavy, sort of lampshady thing about, like, time being convoluted and ancient legends and whatever wandering around and appearing and disappearing to explain their little phantoms and stuff, and it is kind of neat to make the world feel alive in that way. This game is a little bit different from that in terms of the vibe, though. I feel like it doesn't have enough of the, like, general multiplayer stuff and kind of world for it. I think this game, especially since you have a fixed protagonist and everyone is just the one same guy whose role you jump into, I feel like it works a lot less in this game as opposed to Dark Souls. Hello, Borf. Goodbye, Borf. And yeah, I mean, you say that, Tomb. This is a FromSoft game. This is from the developers of Dark Souls, made after Dark Souls in a very similar style of the Souls games. So this is not just a every game is Dark Souls meme, but rather a this is very much in the spirit of Dark Souls. Oh, I see. I thought you were being serious. Sorry. It's kind of annoying because in some ways I think the meme is, like, okay, I fundamentally think the meme is incredibly dumb, but I think this criticism of, like, oh, these games are all the same is a little bit silly because they have a lot of, on paper, small differences that create vastly different game experiences. Like, I don't think you can say that this game is the same as Dark Souls if you actually play the game or look at the game. It very obviously plays very different in a lot of small and big ways, but I don't know. There's definitely a lot of the same core DNA in there. Yeah, that's something I liked about Death Stranding conceptually, that you ultimately affect the world for others as well, and like doing something that's helpful and cool will inadvertently get you likes for doing it. Like you get some sort of feedback for, hey, you've made something that is actually helpful to other players and shit. Yeah, the Souls games all, or like the FromSoft games, aside from the core Dark Souls series, although I think also those are slightly different from each other, enough to warrant having 3 different games in the series, but anyway, I think FromSoft is pretty good at experimenting and going in different directions with their, like, formula. Elden Ring, for example, goes very heavily in the direction of very, I mean, literally open world, but like very different, very open, do whatever the fuck you I didn't read that description at all, did I? I just was rambling about stuff. Well, we'll talk about that in a second then. But yeah, the Elden Ring, for example, is really good at being very open, giving you a ton of different tools, builds, and playstyles and whatever. You can approach any situation in like 500 different ways. As a result, it's super approachable, it's very, like, basically everyone has played Elden Ring that is remotely into video games, whereas not everyone likes Dark Souls, but Elden Ring is super popular, and for good reason, because it's like it has something for everyone, basically, because it's very broad. This game is going in the exact opposite direction. You have a much narrower set of tools, and you are much more exactly one character, and playing pretty much exactly how that one character would behave. Oops, right, I forgot that these are actually slightly intros. Time to get cocked. Yes, I know how to use quick items, thank you. But yeah, this game goes in the exact opposite direction, and as a result, it plays and feels very different to the other FromSoft games. And the same goes for Bloodborne, and I think that's a good thing. Like, they really didn't just make the same game 6 times, they made the same game but with slight changes 3 times, and the others take the formula but go in different directions with it. And I think that's really good about like the Dark Souls and like FromSoft development stuff in general. They also, from what I know, Miyazaki didn't want to make Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. It's more like, hey, we need to make more of this. Okay, fuck it. I guess we'll make some more just so you guys are done. And then after the third one, it's like, nope, fuck it. This is definitely like, we're out. I'm not making another one of these, because the interest was not there to make more Dark Souls from the devs themselves. They didn't want to just milk the franchise, which they could have absolutely done. Like, if they want to make a Dark Souls 4 or 5 or whatever, people will buy it and play it. There's, like, no way it wouldn't be literally printing money for them. But instead they went with something very crazy with Elden Ring, very ambitious, very, like, very noticeably different in a lot of ways, rather than just, hey, we do the same shit over and over. I know. Anyway, so here's a pretty swole bloke. He's gonna screw us over. I disagree with that. That is pretty much exactly what I was trying to say. You are much more, as in like much more in the other games, exactly one character, as in like one specific character in the world, rather than a generic player avatar, one of many, whatever the fuck. You're playing as exactly one pre-existing character that is part of the whole affair, rather than just generic main protagonist man guy. Either way, this guy will tutorialize to us the types of special attacks that people do. However, if we're being sneaky, we can approach him from behind and get one of the 2 death blows out of the way right away. This is important because otherwise I will inevitably die. This gives us a chance of actually winning, so here we go. Perilous attacks. Some enemies use unguardable perilous attacks, signified with a danger symbol. When these occur, watch carefully and look to perform a specific response. If they use a thrust attack, you can deflect it only, like you can only parry it, you can't block it, and it needs to be as late as possible. If they do a sweep, you need to jump over it, and if they do a grab or something, then you need to just get out of the way, either jump over them or run or dash out of the way or something. This system isn't strict, it's not literally rock, paper, scissors. You can absolutely just get out of the way of any of these attacks. You don't need to perform the correct action, and especially for thrusts, I don't think we'll do much thrust parrying, because thrusts are pretty dangerous and easy to, like, get fucked by. But, yeah, basically the symbol appears indicating, hey, this is now an unguardable attack and you need to know what the enemy is doing, or at least look at them and try to figure out what they're doing, so you can get out of the way or deal with it appropriately. Ooh, I didn't think he had that much range. Oh. I believe it.
狼よ、我が血と共に生きてくれ。
And this is where the game gets its subtitle from. Since we are serving the divine heir of the immortal blood blah something, we can resurrect. Poof. So we have 2 lives, haha. The divine heir's blood grants the ability to return from the dead using resurrective power. 1 charge is always restored by resting in a sculptor's idol. Killing enemies restores additional charges. Resurrection becomes unusable immediately after using it, but killing enemies will make it available again. Basically, we get to... Oh wait, oops, I am autopiloting while I'm rambling. Yeah, fuck, I did. We get to try twice for everything. There's also consumable items that you can use to refill a charge, which will allow you to die up to 3 times in one go, or up to twice. Yeah, try 3 times, die twice. Also, if you're doing a longer experience trip, like where there's multiple areas in a row, you can... Is that actually the kanji? Nice. If you are exploring a whole area and you die early, after you kill a bunch of enemies, your resurrection becomes available again. So, like, it's not locking you out of the area and you get to try multiple times in a row, which is quite nice. Something we picked up here that I didn't talk about. Let's go to the menu. Should be over here. The shuriken wheel. A mechanical device made by the mechanical genius Dogen, also apparently medical genius as we heard about before, can be fit into the shinobi prosthetic to become a working prosthetic tool. While it is palm-sized, a surprising number of shuriken can fit into the shuriken wheel, as the edges were designed for stacking, a fine example of what can be achieved when one matches the mechanical finesse with the shinobi's talent. And then the tutorial popped up that we can bring these tools to the sculptor and have them fit these onto our prosthetics so they can actually use them. Can we get up from here? I think we can. Sure can. Right, so let's try this stuff again. Yeah, that sounds really difficult, like parrying a thrust, but probably also fun when it works out. We are getting as much Air's blood as we can, as in, like, being able to resurrect, basically indefinitely, and officially being, like, immortal is probably pretty good already when it comes to getting that man's blood. Yeah, I can imagine that that's also not exactly easy. Right, so let's try this again, this time ideally without fucking up. Wrong button. That was a sweep attack. Jump over that. Get the third one. Let's grab. Ow, stop hitting me. Nope, you don't get to recover your posture. Good. We both got broke, thankfully I recovered first, and down he goes. So, defeating big bosses often gives you a prayer bead. Offering 4 of them at a sculptor's idol will increase your maximum vitality and posture. We also received a gourd seed from which healing waters continuously spring forth. Give it to Emma to increase the maximum use of the healing gourd. The twisted gourd medicinal waters was known throughout Ashina since long ago, but it was the extraordinary healer Dogen and his pupil Emma who discovered the self-replenishing nature of the seed. Alright, Lugo. Man's very proud of his code, understandable. I say very good and very funny things. Right, so let us commune with the sculptor's idol, as I say. we now have the tab Enhanced Physical Attributes. This is where we can spend our prayer beads to make ourselves smaller. And we travel back to the dilapidated temple and turn in the seat. And we can also get the prosthetic, so, or the tool rather, attached to the prosthetic, so let's go do that. New training option available. Hello.
変わったことがあったのですか？
ああ、
どのような？
俺はひとたび死んだ。
That's not that different.
だが、巫女様の声が聞こえ、
I guess that's a
気
bit
づ
more
けば
different.
再び生きていた。
ひとたび死に、今
Yes,
再び
that's what I just said, Emma.
ならば、それは快晴でしょう。
快晴。
九郎様の流因の巫女の力と言われています。快晴の力を与えられた者は死してなお
He's not a man of many words.
幾度でも。
バカな。
はい、おかしなことです。ですが現に起きている、また変わったことがあれば知らせてください。快晴の力が何も見返りを求めぬとは思えぬのです。
So Emma warns here of a system that I don't really like about this game. If you die repeatedly, you'll start infecting people with a curse, basically, or a sickness, and you'll have to deal with that later. It's not as crippling as you might first think. Like, when people first play this game, they often start infecting people with that, and they're like, oh fuck, this playthrough's already ruined, this game's unplayable, blah blah. Nope, turns out it's actually not at all a big deal, and you need to not at all worry about it, actually. But, first impression is always like, oh my god, terrible. And even though I don't think it's that impactful of a mechanic, I still think it's kind of weird to, like, extra punish players for being stuck and dying over and over. We will inevitably infect people a lot, because, as you may have noticed, I'm not that good at the game, and game's pretty hard, so we'll do a lot of dying and a lot of infecting as a result.
狼殿、
I think getting AC 10 shot to the crotch does not exactly make people more talkative. I mean, you get one noise out of them, I think, but afterwards there's not much talking going on. Here you go, have this gourd
ひょ
seed.
うたんの種とこれか。
はい。それをこちらに、種をひょうたんに植え付けます。よし、これで薬水の傘が増すでしょう。
妙な薬だ。
A lot of ellipses in this.
ですか。うん。悪い気はしません。貢献があれば、奇妙と思うことでも勇んですべし。それが我が師道元の教えですので。
そうか。
ひょうたんの種を見つけたならば、また持ってきてください。薬水のかさ増しをしましょう。
I don't know any other character
死
with
体
that
は
name.
まだわかりませんが、あなたの体は世の断りから外れているようです。返事あれば私のところへ来てください。
わかった。
では
Bye.
また。
So with that done, let's talk to the sculptor and press the wrong
手
button.
に入れた。
人具か。
ああ、
忍び騎士は騎馬じゃと言うたが、人具を仕込むことで、その騎馬は形を変えることができるようになる。敵立てならば打ち砕き、素早き敵ならば仕留め撃つ。仕込んだ人具が増えるだけ、敵を殺す術も増えるじゃろう。殺す相手なりの殺し方を持つ。そういうことじゃ。
随分と詳しい。
いかんな。いつまでも血生臭いことを言うておるから、仏の顔も鬼になるのよ。どれ貸してみろ。わしが人具を仕込んでやろう。
So, it sounded like he was just giving flavor text, but what he said is actually not wrong. He basically said that there is a lot of different tools and that most enemies are weak to something. Like, oh, swift enemies, snipe them, hard shields, break them. That's not entirely wrong. We will get a lot of different tools, and a lot of the enemies that are in some ways troublesome have options that you can use to make them a lot easier to work with. It's just that you need to experiment a little bit and try to figure out what works best for you. Have our arm, or not arm, but like prosthetic, carved up a little bit. It's always helpful. Regular shinobi tools found in the world can be specifically adapted to the shinobi prosthetic via the Fit Prosthetic Tools menu. Loaded shuriken. A shuriken wheel for the prosthetic tool, fitted to the shinobi prosthetic. Costs spirit emblems to use. Pull a shuriken, load it into the wheel, and launch it at a target in a single, flowing motion. The swiftly thrown shuriken damages enemy vitality and posture, particularly against those with a tendency to take to the air. Bing. Anything
わ
new
し
here?
が掘る仏はどうやったって怒り顔だ。業深い者はそうなる。お前さんもいつか掘ってみればわかるだろうさ。それで何か用か。ああ、そこにある優しい顔の仏様。そいつには妙な真似をするなよ。
Prosthetic tools are shinobi tools adapted for use as a shinobi prosthetic. They can be equipped in the equipment menu, and using them consumes spirit emblems. So we go here. Yes, game, please stop giving me the same tutorial in 3 different phrasings. Well, there's not really much of a thing with builds in this game. Everything is very, limited. We just found a Spirit Emblem. Spirit Emblems are required to activate prosthetic tools and are consumed each time these abilities are used. Spirit Emblems can be obtained from defeated enemies in the world and purchased from sculptors' idols. If you pass near them, they will find their way to you. Yeah, our hand now shoots shuriken. We have 2 Spirit Emblems, it looks like this. We can do up to 3 in a row, I think, if we, rapid fire them. We don't have many fitting. I see what you did there. Swiss arm e-knife, oh god. So we have extra training options here now, if we want to. We can now practice the consecutive deflections, we can practice countering thrust attacks, countering sweep attacks, and we can learn about vitality and posture. Let's not do that right now. I'm not really super hard invested. Of course, everyone loves the punnery, it's terrible. Bad shot, very bad. Right, so we go over here, and while that's happening, I will quickly go and head to the bathroom. Sorry about that, but body has decided it is AFK time, so we do short break, BRB. I mean, if there's something Nando's crazy to be built like that, people will find a way to build it. And they are right. Speaking of right, you silly chicken. Oops. Almost died to the chicken again. What is it called then? It's not even a battle bok, it's just a regular bok. Birds are just Satan. Anything interesting over here for us to still see? I guess there's some swig. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's been called Twigs in Germany since... well, at least since I know about it. So, no surprise for me there. Right, so we have another fairly big open area over here, and we can approach it in a variety of different ways. Let's start by heading around the outside on the right. The bloke over here. Anything else that we see? People are really bad in this game at looking up. Like, before they notice you, you can just generally be above them and no one will notice or care. There's someone stomping around. Oh, there he is. Guy number 2. Someone down there. Guy number 3.
この戦、果たして勝てるものかのう。どうにも悪い予感がするのじゃ。
何を弱気なことを。両親とはいえ、一心様はご健在。源一郎様の弓も見事なものじゃ。加えて、鬼行部様もおるではないか。
おお、鬼は行部正隆様か。確かにあのお方と鬼影が共にあれば、大手門が抜かれるなど考えられぬわ。
It's funny because they're talking about the first boss there, and while I'll probably die a few times to him, he's... oh wow. That went full apeshit, has been shot, which might mean we're about to die. Unless the guy just misses, which is fine with me. But yeah, they're talking about the first boss, who by all measurements really isn't that big of a deal. Fuck, I was not ready for that attack. Jesus Christ, I pressed the wrong buttons all over the fucking place. It's not fun. That's a lot of mates. We can choose not to resurrect if we don't want to, but I choose. Ah, thought we might be able to get him before he recovers. Okay, let me actually press the... that was very close. You haven't seen me yet, let's keep it that way. Alright, large, fat, half-naked folk, down you go. Hey, flea boy. You both know? Wait on. Let's try to get this gunner out of the way. Hey, guy. More random bullshit. Something else up here. A light coin purse and a bird's nest. Chickens up and stealing. I think they throw ceramic shards at you if you are at a range like those. Ooh! I agree, mate. And Uno Motor. So that's that area dealt with. Not in the most clean or safe or efficient manner, but hey, we got it done. Let's take our bird's eye view. Hey, there's another droid. Let's go and say hello. Whee. Goodbye, that guy. Oh, maybe a balloon of wealth. I keep just picking up items without really reading the descriptions. Let's go for it. A Meepo balloon filled with fountainhead water imbued with the blessing of wealth. If one pops the golden Meepo balloon and prays, those its water splashes upon will acquire more coin for a period of time. Meepo means aquatic life, or life born of the water. The Ashina consider the fountainhead water itself to be worthy of worship. Anything else? Nope, I don't think so. Dwayne, alright. I don't know the guy, only know you're referencing him, saying Dwayne instead of dude, which is good. What sort of man is that? I think we're good on this area. Oh, did you Nando's a man's name and they couldn't handle it? Very good. You can't just deny a man their name. It's terrible of you. Accidentally humped the wall in my attempt to suck up the loot. Some chickens up there somewhere. I think we have some people to talk to here. First we have loot though. And yeah, yep, there we go. Light coin purse, light coin purse, light coin purse. Oh. More Satan chickens. Fuck. They're protected by the wall. Yeah, nice try, chicken. Not on my watch. Try to shoot a dog this guy. I did not succeed. Yeah, that does sound like the sort of creature you'd meet on Twitch sometimes. Or even IRL, unfortunately. Hello, lady. Are you okay?
Oh, Inosuke ka, Segare yo. Waka-samaを見なかったかな?
I say nothing. True to character.
なんじゃ、黙ってしもって。腹でも痛いかの? そなたは昔から腹を下しやすかったな。まあよい。せがれよ。この鈴をそなたに託そう。若様のことを案じ、作った守り鈴じゃ。この守り鈴を仏様にお供えしておくれ。
Don't just put that into my torso. That's not where that belongs. Young Lord's bell charm. A bell charm received from an old woman who asked that it be offered to Buddha. Bell charms protect their holders through Buddha's divine protection. If one finds themselves the owner of another's bell charm, offering it to Buddha on their behalf is common courtesy. The sculptor at the dilapidated temple can advise on how it should be offered.
伊之助、我がせがれよ。守り鈴は仏様に備えてくれたかえ？ほら、偏屈な仏師がおるあれ寺があるじゃろう。仏様ならそこにおられるでな。
I don't desire to find Buddha, sorry. Anyway, over here is someone else we can talk to.
誰ぞそこにおるのか。
ああ、
その声、いやまさかな。御神、我が名は野上伊之助。平田家の老頭だった。どうかそこのあばら屋の老婆の様子見てやってくれぬか。私の母なのだが狂ってしまい、もはや誰が誰だか分かっておらぬ。
お主の母に会ったぞ。鈴を もらった。
そうか。礼を言う。母はその鈴をずっと気にかけていた。上事のように仏様に備えろと。
I don't think this man would survive being moved.
先ほどの御人か。母の相手をしてくれ。かたじけない。母はその上事の。
Yes, yes, MP, I'll do that. Not right now, but soon-ish. Soon TM. Hi, guy. Game informs me about sprinting, because there's a guy with a cannon. Cannon guys are not fun. Let's instead go back up here for a sec, and see if we can go around the left side somewhere. Or maybe these other ones downstairs will follow me, and we can stab them individually. Nope, we can't. But yeah, that guy is pretty done in, I agree. So unfortunate with this Nan right there. I think you can jump over here and get around this way. Something like that. We find Gachin's sugar. The high Sempo priest gave this candy to a band of short but adept assassins. Suppresses sound and presence for a time, making the user harder to detect. Bite the candy and take the Gachin stance to impart its inhuman benediction. The assassins do Sempo's dirty work. Once hired guards, now extensions of the monks' will in their quest for undeath. Monks questing for undeath sounds pretty unfortunate. Can I do that? Nope, I can't. We die. Bye. Yeah. Anyone that's talkative is mandatorily stationary. Strict no walking policy for any man that wants some dialogue out of their system before they die. Right, up there is Cannon Man, so maybe let's go and... oh yeah, right, so... Oops, I pressed the wrong button. This icon here is not a full green circle, but rather a triangle in there. That indicates that we can grapple there, but it will launch us somewhere rather than that we can just stand on it. So if we do this, it will throw us in the direction, but it won't be like a place for us to stand on. Not really that important of a distinction, but good to keep in mind, and good of the game to indicate it. Hello, sir. No more cannons for you. We acquire black gunpowder. Black grains forming the base for gunpowder, material used in alchemical prosthetic tool upgrades, including those of an explosive and occultic nature. Even the most mundane form of gunpowder has a wide variety of applications. Yep, gunpowder is some pretty good shit. Hi, guy. You guys saw nothing? Whee! So this path is now cleared. Thankfully I'm not a doctor at all, so I can't be a confused doctor in the first place, even if I try really hard. Side path over here, we get a Mibu possession balloon. It's kind of the equivalent to the wealth one. Actually, I'll read it out anyway. Why am I explaining? A Mibu balloon filled with fountainhead water imbued with the blessing of fortune. If one pops this vibrant green Mibu balloon and prays, those its water splashes upon will have a higher chance of obtaining items. Mibu means aquatic life, or life born of the water. Ashina considered fountainhead water itself to be worthy of worship. There you go. So there's one for Moto money and one for Moto loot. Some weird white shirt hanging here. I'm sure that's not indicating anything. Anything weird, dangerous, or possibly terrifying to some. Scrap iron. Iron dregs mined in Ashina. Widely used for basic reinforcement, it can serve as a base material for prosthetic tool upgrades. Ashina is burdened with thick snow and infertile land, but the scrap iron dug from her soil is anything but crude. It's true, yeah, maybe I confused myself into becoming a doctor. Like waking up one day being super swole, like one day you just wake up with a doctorate, it's like, oh fuck, guess I'm in medicine now. big shimmies. I think I could have just double jumped over here. Yeah, you don't remember anything you learned either? It's like, does this go here? Let's find out. Choose someone's heart up their ass. Definitely works. Depends on what type of ass a RimWorld type ass is, but maybe. Rest. Let's go this way and check out this little area that we didn't do anything with yet. Could have got my stealth score on the cock, but apparently I fucked up. Swung too early, I reckon. So over here is Gunman. Maybe we'll kill him again while we are right here. It is pretty easy, and he probably... like, he gave us gunpowder last time, maybe he'll drop more good shit. Hoover that shit right up. Oop. I think we missed something by not going up all the way to those mountains. Maybe let's backtrack there now. We can go high enough. Oh yeah, there is something. There's a little tent and a bunch of crows. I don't remember how exactly we get up there. Guess we go around on that side maybe? I would have kind of liked to be there. We did just kill Cannon Man, so I guess we can run past. Oh, we probably just climb up here. Heard the crows above already? Uh-huh. Oh, I see. Maybe. I mean, Japan is not exactly known for its tall iron quality, is it? Or iron amount?
ご供養いかがかね。
供養。
さよう。死者たちのご冥福のため品を売っておる。見たところあんたも随分と殺しておるな。ご供養していきなされよ。
I mean, it was probably scrap in the sense that we found it on a tiny loot pile inside of some rubble. The description itself was saying that Ashina had rich iron below its ground, so I don't think it was implying that we dig that shit as scrap out of the ground, and more that the thing I found was scrap. Anyway, so there's a merchant. We can sell shit here, we can buy shit here. He sells the defense sugar that we saw before. He sells antidote powder. I'm not sure we want any of that just yet. He also sells Robert's firecrackers. Firecrackers from across the southern seas can be fitted to the shinobi prosthetic to become a prosthetic tool. Makes a deafening sound, frightening to animals. Sold by little Robert and his father to raise funds for their travels. Their voyage brought them to Japan, where they would seek the undying in an attempt to extend Robert's life. We kinda want that, let's see. We can afford that if we sell a few of these. So items, we purchase the firecrackers, we can put that onto our shinobi prosthetic. Guess we'll spend the rest of the money on 2 antidote powders, just in case we need some.
その人具、この辺りで使うでないぞ。カラスどもがビビっちまう。奴らいかに賢くとも、鳥獣には違いないからの。ひどいことはせぬものじゃ。
Very odd little time to have here, mate. Anyway, the crows have already fucked off, sorry. They didn't take kindly to my presence. Right, let's go down here. And actually move on this time. Can I get up there? Not from here, never mind. Right, other side of this gate. What do we have? We have a bloke. Hello, sir.
おや見覚えのある顔だ。
Oh, good luck with math.
忍びの旦那だ。いやあの世以来ですね。
あの世とは何だ。
え？旦那、覚えてねえんですか？
ああ。
へえ。なるほど。覚 覚えてねえと。なあ旦那、あっしはあんたに会ったことがある。その頃は賊をやってやした。それから足を洗って物売りを始めたんでさ。が銭がない。銭がないから品もない。そこで旦那、あっしにちーとばかし銭を用立てていただけやせんか。それを元手に旦那にもきっと役立つ品を仕入れやす。それからおまけにあの世のこと話して差し上げやしょう。どうです？悪い話じゃねえでしょ。
I don't have enough money. Well, let's go change that immediately. Right, spectacles. Suddenly I have money. Let's open both of them, fuck it. If he sells something, we might as well. And then I wanna cancel the menu and go back just to pop another coin purse. Yes. Purchase information for 10 cents.
旦那、ありがてえ。
話してくれ。
ああ、もちろんでさ。あの世、あっしらは平田の屋敷に押し入りやした。平田はご存知の通り、芦名の分家。ちんけな野党なんざ、普通は返り討ちです。けど、先だっての戦の折だ。若い侍はほとんど出払ってたんでさ。そこを狙って押し入りやして、そんで火をつけ奪った。その最中でさ、旦那と会ったのは。旦那は何かを探してた。そんな風に見えやしたね。あっしが知ってるのはそんなもんでさ。
Definitely got my 10 bucks worth.
ああ、あの世もちょうどそんな顔してやした。今も何かをお探しで？ねえ、旦那。お題さえいただけりゃ、他にも知りたいことをお教えできるかもしれやせん。ぜひ、情報を買ってください。
What else sell you? Let's just buy it, fuck it.
情報を買おう。
お買い上げ、ありがとうございやす。ああ、なんたって旦那は忍びでさ。忍びの道具の情報を教えて差し上げやしょう。
Boy.
頼む。
あっし、すげえ勢いで火が出る筒を見かけたことがありやす。平田屋敷の押し入りの時、あっしの仲間がぶんどったもんです。ボーってな調子ですげえ勢いで火を吹いてやしたよ。
Flame Barrel memo. A tattered note written by Anayama. It seems to be from some years ago. Lucrative info number 36. When we broke into the Hirata estate, we found a barrel that spewed flame. The boys lit a roaring bonfire with it and made merry with the drink. Must have been a shinobi's tool.
火の出る筒が平田屋敷に。覚えておこう。
Time. Right, let's move us on. Oh boy, phantoms. It's Emma and the air.
これも平田のものだ。弔ってやらねば。
九郎様。
エマ殿、平田から逃れてきた者、他には？
もうほとんど残っておりません。
そうですか。すまぬ。流飲を狙う者は絶えぬ。平田の者たちを私が巻き込んでしまった。
So people want the boy and they kill as a result of that. And we have the Dedosaurus in the game, followed by the second Dedosaurus in the game. Very tough competition out here. Right, we have two people over here. Let's listen to some more dialogue.
赤鬼め、縛るだけでは不安じゃのう。戦の前に我らが襲われてはしょうもないわ。いざとなれば火を使うしかあるまい。赤目は火を恐れる。そういうお達しじゃて。お達しねえ。変わっちまったな、芦名の戦も。
Big fella like that guy out there, and that guy will be our absolute nemesis for a while. I hate those guys. Anyway, let's start by getting rid of you. Ow. How dare you? I got stuck in the rubble from him. Oh well. He does not look very friendly. Let's not get too close to that just yet. Let's explore the left side first. Pellets. We'll climb up here. Oh, left a remnant here. Not sure what they're planning to do. Oh, does this just loop all the way back to the place we already were? Could be due. Alright, cool. Let's go this way. I think there's a spear bloke up there I might want to deal with first. If we can. I'm not sure this fellow will let us pass without too much of an issue. You know what, fuck it. Let's deal with you first then. Grab attacks cannot be deflected. There is no way to avoid taking serious damage once grabbed, but if one jumps or sprints away, grabs can be avoided. Some grabs can also be avoided with a well-timed step dodge. Jump a direction, or a sprint, or a step dodge. So we run. We'll do a lot of running away in this. Oh my god, I got stuck behind him. Well, let's try again. So this is one of those enemies where we're going to be slowly whittling away at their health bar rather than their actual posture, like in the rest of the game. Because posture breaking this guy is pretty rough, but slowly but surely we can drain their HP. You'll also notice that after certain attacks I can grapple onto his head if I want to, like he has a little grappling hook icon above him there. Now I do think their moveset looks hilarious, to be fair, but it's also really spooky because most of these do an insane amount of damage. Especially the grabs are very notoriously one-shotty. Ow. Nah, fuck. Not too much tracking on that. Okay, we're gonna die here a few times, I reckon, because I'm pretty fucking terrible at dealing with these guys. There's a few of them in the game. Thankfully not that many. Although that's also kind of a downside because since there aren't that many, I'm never really forced to properly learn how to fight them. They're just an inconvenience whenever I do have to fight them, and then I move on with life once I'm done. I think there's a trick you can do with that one in specific, where you can like get a stealth hit on them somehow and thus save yourself 1 HP bar. I didn't, but that's really well. Oh well. Who needs healing anyway? Oh boy, that was close. That was almost done. Come on then. Ouch. I know of it, the game explained it to us like you said, but we don't have it yet. I went here first, so I want to get the bell rung as quickly as possible. Alright, turtle. Welcome in. Welcome to the slam or whatever they say. Although so far I've just been punched and kicked a little bit. Haven't gotten grabbed just yet. Oh, nice, we got the stagger this time. Boy, that was close. couldn't make up my mind there whether I was in range or not. Oh fuck, I was thinking that we could just kill him during that, but never mind, we died. Well. Please die, thank you. Right, so if you're fighting a big man and you get one of the death blows in, like you get one of their health bars gone, you get one of your resurrections back. Like it unlocks the resurrection if you have a second charge available. Oh my lord, really. You reset awkwardly then. Well, that was it. I don't think we have that yet. I think you're technically correct. I think there is something you can use, but I mean, the firecrackers would probably work, but we'd have to go back to the thing for that. Also, I could have sworn there was a thing where you get your stuff back if you after you died, but I didn't find my corpse or anything. So maybe I'm just being silly. I should stop trying to reach out well. Should stop preparing mates. Happened again, weird. This time I don't even realize what I was stuck on. Earlier we got stuck on like those pile of twigs, I felt like. Oh well. Yeah, these guys are a royal pain in the ass. I really dislike them. This grab is so ass. Ow. Wonder if it's worth even trying. Yeah, fuck it, why not? I think the smartest way of dealing with this guy, if you're actually patient, is to like literally run away after you hit them. Like so. In general, Wolf is insanely fast. Like your sprint is really fast in this game, and since you don't have stamina to worry about, you actually can like sprint a lot and deal with a lot of fights by just being very agile, running in and out. Coincidentally the perfect timing of the attack. Yeah, you recovered just in time to perfectly dodge them. So the issue is that since we haven't had any time to kill other things in the meanwhile, we haven't recovered our second charge of resurrection yet, so we don't get a second chance even though we did place them. So you kind of want to be a little bit strategic about when you commit your extra lives, basically. So far from him that it didn't even show the danger front. Even though that was the very fast grab. This is the world that protected players want to say. The fear of the insta-grab of death. I am stuck. I don't want to be stuck. Sir, please. Calm the fuck down. Come on then. One thing I should be using that I'm, as always, too dumb to use is the temporary buffs. we got this sugar that increases our attack, and it is actually pretty noticeable, especially for enemies where we have to whittle away their health bar. So realistically, I should be popping one of these every time we start the fight or during phase change. Because a shorter fight gives me much less chance to be randomly cornered in one shot. I wish I didn't feel that way, but my brain does feel that way for some fucking reason. So I do that a lot, where I have more options and then refuse to actually use them. Here we go, finally. Prayer bead, we also get a look at his prayer beads, and we get a new skill, Shinobi Medicine rank 1. A latent skill that increases the healing effect of recovery items. Medicinal knowledge is vital for shinobi survival, receiving wounds in battle is inevitable. The only way to learn such techniques is to be gravely injured time and time again by worthy opponents. Great success. But yeah, I'm pretty bad at taking advantage of consumables like temporary buffs and shit, I don't know why. It's not even the age-old, oh, I need to save it for the final boss or something, but rather just, I don't know. I tend to not use them. I tend to always rely on just the basics of, or try to only rely on the basics of the game. Like the fundamental combat. One thing that's kind of weird about this game is that even if you've seen an item already, it will still always pop up this like splash screen in the middle of the screen with like, hey, this is the item you found, isn't that interesting? Like, yeah, I've seen these balloons before, game, thank you, it's fine, you don't need to do me the big splash screen every time, but it does. I don't know why it does that, because like after a while you've found so many of these like Fistful of Ashes and Chromic Shards and the various sugars and whatever, and there's not really much of a reason to force the player to look at the introductory screen every time, I feel. Like, the first time makes sense, maybe even the first 2 to 3 times, but after a while it just pauses the game every time you pick up an item for no much well-explained reason. Anyway, up we go. You get the Nightjar Monocular, a bamboo tube used to see distant objects. While shinobi already have good vision, looking through this tube with one eye enables one to see even further. The Nightjar Ninja serve Ishinashina, guarding the rooftops of Ashina Castle, their sharp eyes on the lookout for any would-be trespassers. Not much escapes the eyes of a Nightjar. Yeah. To be fair, I think these games, by these games I mean just generally the Souls games and stuff, I think they overall do a good job of giving you a million options so that if you're finding your experience too rough or whatever, you can start using those options. And among those are just consumables. I just happen to not enjoy using those for some reason. Get another gourd seed, very fine. I get to use that soon. I should probably start sneaking because there's a bunch of assholes outside. I don't want to upset them before I'm ready to. But yeah, basically the games overall ask you to modulate the difficulty yourself. Like, are you having a rough time? Maybe make it easier for yourself. Are you having an easy time? Don't worry about it. Especially via leveling and what sort of techniques you use and whatever. But yeah, I agree that it's often not properly balanced and the game needs to set a certain precedent for how it wants to be played, basically. Right, so that guy sets an alarm as soon as he notices you, and then every man in the game is alerted, and that's the end of your stealth, for the most part. Actually, this guy over here is apparently not very brainiative. Okay, he's been alerted now. Do I want to jump in there, or do we give them a chance to reset? I should remind myself to suck up the loot every now and then. I'm pretty bad at remembering that. That was a bit awkward. So thankfully during executions and stuff, you are completely invincible. If there's enemies nearby, you will automatically stagger them while you're doing the execution animation, but also like they can't attack you even with range or whatever, so alright, that's the big mana chain attack. I thought he was gonna attack at some point, but I think the AI was like, oh, we have the big man arriving and the big man wants to attack, so we'll not have the small man attack. there's a thing in games like this where not every enemy is attacking you at all times. They try to make it so that if there's a group of enemies, only like 1 or 2 attacks can be like active every X interval of time, or only 2 enemies will hit you at once, or that sort of thing. You'll greatly notice this in, for example, the Batman Arkham games, where there's a horde of enemies around you, but only 1 or up to like 2 or 3, depending on the game, will attack you at once. And I think this game does the same thing, where like, oh, you're fighting a guy, a second guy joins in, they slightly take turns. Like if you upset 10 people, they wouldn't all attack you at the same time and make it impossible for you to deal with. Oh, anyway. We also just got a tutorial for the thrust attack. We too can do a thrust attack by just charging it. Pretty decent against these guys that block a lot. For fuck's sake. Hit me. Mate, please. No, we aggroed the big one again, because he was just stalling. Unfortunate. I'd like to reset the big man if I can. Because if we get to stealth attack him, we can take down one of his 2 HP bars right off the bat. Yeah, exactly. If you're still feeling like you're just messing up the fundamentals of the game, and it's not like impossibly difficult, or it's not being weird about it, then I also tend to just continue using the basics. Whereas if I'm reaching a spot where I'm like, okay, the basics seem to not be what they expect me to do here, or at least are making it very awkward, very difficult, then I'll try other shit, basically. I ask again how the volume balance is, because wait, the combat music is pretty loud in my ears. Earlier, DK was only the sound effects that were really noticeably loud, but this feels pretty loud to me, so oh wow, I did it again. Combat drowns me out a bit, okay, cool. Hey, oh wait, you can't fall down because there's a thing to prevent you from falling down during that. Sound and display. Let's put it to here for now and see how that works. I don't mind these sound effects being like loud in general, like it's supposed to be pretty loud and intense, but stuff like the music, especially during like these little pseudo-stealth downtime sections, should not be drowning me out as hard, I don't think. Nope, don't you dare. You don't get to recover, only I get to recover. Fuck. Hey. Good jump. Nope, no recovery for you. I should probably do a poke attack during... Oop. That grabbed me from that far, fuck. For fuck's sake. Stop doing that. Oh, that was not a parry. I got it. I mean, it is slightly moddable at least. I've seen some fun stuff for this. I guess the majority of them are like mods for replacing individual models, but there's some stuff that gets done. Oh boy, we get to be sent home because now the Dragon Rod starts assing up. I wonder if the implication here is that every time we properly die, like without the resurrection thing, that we always spawn here and then use the sculpture's idol to go back to where we were, rather than automatically respawning at the last bonfire. Rod Essence, Sculptor. Somewhere a paint cough rings out continuously. The man who coughs zealously scopes statues of Buddha to avoid being consumed by the building flames. Owning this item reduces one's chances of receiving unseen aid. Zealously coughs. Also, the timid maid has been infected. Somewhere a paint cough rings out continuously. The coughing and wheezing sounds of an old woman deeply worried about her beloved master. Owning this item reduces one's chances of receiving unseen aid. The more one with the power of Dragon's Heritage dies, the more a sickness known as Dragon Rot spreads throughout the world. Dragon Rot is not caused by the resurrection, it has a chance to occur only when the wolf truly dies repeatedly. The more Rot Essence Wolf has, the lower the chance of receiving Unseen Aid. Unseen Aid is a feature where if you die, you don't lose your stuff. It has a chance of triggering, depending on how things are going in the world, basically.
Nanda.
お前さん 勘が戻ってきたようじゃな。ちっとは忍びらしくなってきたように見える。とっておきな。
We got a Shinobi esoteric text, a book of secrets that detail a variety of techniques employed by Shinobi. It grants the ability to learn Shinobi-style skills. Within this text are the innermost secrets of the Shinobi arts, such as attacks performed in the air and hiding one's body to avoid detection. Such moves could never be practiced by samurai.
これは忍びの技じゃ。侍には真似できぬ忍びの戦う術が書いてある。まあどうするかはお前さん次第よ。戦う術など忍びだけでもあるまいて。
Owning an esoteric text of a combat style will allow its skills to be acquired in the Sculptor's Idol skill menu. Each enemy defeated provides skill experience. Skill points are acquired once enough experience is gained, which can be spent on to unlock skills. Some skills can also be learned by attaining items or defeating enemies. Basically, we have an XP bar. Every time we ding, we get a point, and then we can spend those points on skills. Sudden onslaught coughing.
竜がよ、よどみのあふれで振りまかれ、やがて死に至る病じゃ。
なんだと。
わしのことなら心配いらん。あいにくとまともじゃないんでな。じゃが喋るのは面倒じゃ。あとはエマに聞け。あとは。
So we can still use them to, like, put new stuff into our Shinobi prosthetic tool. So, for example, the Shinobi Firecracker. Unleash an explosive flash that briefly blinds foes and inflicts posture damage on beast-type enemies. Has a wide frontward field of effect that can impact multiple foes at once. Suitable for temporary immobilizing enemies and particularly good for scaring beasts. Yoink.
武士。
あいにくと竜。
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Bye. Let's not hear you coughing incessantly. It feels very bad. Right, so now we have a second tool. We can switch between these with the button. I think I forgot which button it was. The game told me, but I put the menu away. It's probably not that button. Can't be that button. Oh, it's up. Okay, cool. So switch to firecrackers, switch to shuriken. There we go. Let's talk to Emma about this Dragon Road thing.
物資殿には会われましたか？
I have, yeah.
あれは。
はい。我が師道元より聞いたことがあります。龍院は海星の力を授けることができる。しかしそれは常ならぬ力。繰り返せばやがてよどみがあふれ、関わった者に病として降りかかる。その病を竜害と呼ぶと知りながらそれを止められなかったは私の不明です。すみません。
その竜害を治す術は
わかりません。ですが突き止めねば。まずは死の残した記録を当たってみます。
頼む。
Do we have two? No, we only have one.
海星の力は九郎様の龍院の巫女の力と言われています。海星の力を与えられた者は死してなおよみがえる。幾度でもまた変わったことがあれば知らせてください。海星の力が何も見返りを求めぬとは思えぬのです。では。
Boy. Yes, we can technically kill her. Oops. King buttons. We now have a skill menu. Haha. These are the Shinobi texts. We have some interesting stuff here. Most importantly is a counter to thrust attacks, which is basically the most important thing in the game. No. Thank you for the bit, though. So here is our two options for now, Whirlwind Slash and Mikiri counter. Whirlwind Slash is an active technique, basically. It allows us to do a spinning attack that can hit several enemies at once. The sharp cut combines with the force of the spin can strike multiple foes and deal damage even when guarded. When surrounded by enemies, the Shinobi technique can cut open a path to victory. Then there's more here. But most importantly, we have this, which is the Mikiri counter. Requires Shinobi martial art Mikiri counter. Enables one to counter enemy thrust attacks by stomping down on an enemy's weapon, dealing a large amount of damage to posture. It is nearly impossible to perceive the speed of a thrust, but not for the sharp eyes of a Shinobi. We dash into someone while they're doing a thrust attack to stomp on their attack and counter it, which is very, very good. The window for it is massive, and it is by far the best way of dealing with thrust attacks, generally speaking, at least to my knowledge, so we will take great advantage of that long term. Let's get back over here. What do you mean, scammed? How are you getting scammed? I didn't say, oh yeah, we can kill her if you give me 1 bit. Nowhere did I ever say that. I'll keep your bit though, because it's non-refundable, I don't think, so I can't even pay you back. Sorry. It was implied. I disagree very heavily. So how do we get to the to the alert man? How do we kill him without triggering the alert this time? That would be nice. We could do that. I guess we perform hiding in a bush like a proper deviant for a bit. Yeah, the most toxic streamer in the game. Didn't look onto the left guy for some reason. Is he actually gonna wander into here? Do we get a stealth kill for, like a prompt for just him walking into the bush that we're in? Do we have to get behind him somehow? Have to get behind him somehow? Not a big deal. Well, you're technically not wrong about one of those 2 sentences, or statements. Oh, the alert guy's on me. Never mind. Guess we'll turn this into a mess after all. Get stuck on the corner of the stairs. Get up here and get rid of this clanging asshole. Hey, shut the fuck up! Is this my live leaks fail? Everything taken out of context moment? Are we doing the let's cancel cube thing? Pretty early in my streaming life, all things considered. I thought that only happened after I made mad moolah off of the whole streaming thing. And who knows? Guess what was Fuck it, have at it. Mate, stop with your... Ow. You camera trying to hide what he was doing there by going to the wall. Oh, I see, sorry. Aha, Mikiri counter. Boy, that's the double hit. Oh, that was A stands for an incoming heavy attack. I thought it was just posing. Never mind. I mean, I guess being no longer one of the people has its benefits. Leaving people behind probably means all sorts of other issues that common people have are no longer applicable to me, right? Clearly I am now rich and famous. Right, let's do this properly this time. Actually put some tiny bit of effort into the stealth. Can I even get through here without making noise? Probably not. Not really, okay. Well, I put a tiny bit of effort into the stealth, but it remained at the tiny bit and not really into the actually successful. Oh my lord. Why does that guy need to be so awkward sometimes? These guys that are designed around you parrying them are sometimes pretty mean because they sometimes choose not to attack for a little while and then you just stand there like an idiot waiting for something to happen that doesn't happen. Ow. I wasn't even trying to go down the ledge there, I was just holding the button to suck up all the loot. Right, let's not completely fuck this up this time. Wait, you're still alive. You have a friend. I don't like that you have a friend. Come down here, so you don't have a friend anymore. Thank you. Hey, can you just leave your friend behind for a moment? Like maybe start dancing or something? Okay, let's reset these guys. I'd like to at least split them a little bit. Okay, that guy has lost track of me, that's good. I don't think that'd be super helpful in this situation. Where's his friend? Does his friend live down there with him? Is that how I'm supposed to interpret this? Yes, that is exactly how I'm supposed to interpret this. Ugh. I want to stealth kill at least one of them. You actually see me, okay. Insane. Well, let's hide behind you for a moment. I think we can go around this way and unlock a shortcut or something. Get some loot, get some divine confetti. Confetti imbued with a divine blessing made for driving away apparitions. This paper is made ceremoniously, whereby pulp is spread thin using water from the exalted fountainhead. As the gods bless the water, so too will the confetti bless one who basks in its touch, allowing attacks to connect with apparition-type enemies. Temple posting. Turn back if you value your life. You can't behead the headless. Our swords and pikes did nothing. We'll go past there in a moment, but first let me continue to struggle with this basic bitch encounter for a little while. Don't see the big man. Oh, he's up there. Why are you back walking up the ramp? Trying to make this as awkward as physically possible? I am stuck on this ledge, fuck. So the game has a system where you can't accidentally fall off ledges unless you're like explicitly jumping. So if I dash into a ledge like that, it won't make me fall unless I'm like in certain situations basically. So in that situation the game was like, oh, don't worry, we prevent you from getting off the ledge, which instead means I'm stuck there and have to deal with the attack, which I wanted to avoid by going down the ledge. Oop. Surprise asshole around the corner. I am so bad at this. I didn't think he was gonna swing twice, especially since it was over range for the first one. Oh fuck, missed my timing by a tiny bit. Okay, so we can wait a moment here. He's stuck on my body. Please leave, thank you. Nah. Sometimes if they get far enough away from you, you can actually use that to reset your stuff, basically. Okay, there we go, that's that guy did. Okay, let's use one of these pallets, which restore basically no health whatsoever. Oh, there you go. Fuck you and that attack. Mate, please stop doing that attack. It is irritating as hell. Anyway. Goodbye. The prayer bead. Right, so this is the point where we do something silly. I think you can climb back up from this, yeah? Looks like I should be able to. Please don't screw me, game. But yeah, since all of this has been so completely effortless and easy... Oh yeah, right, is that a... Wait, what? Oh right, a lizard was hanging on the ceiling. Nice, I've managed to poison myself. Status abnormalities have a variety of negative effects on battle. Before an abnormality is fully inflicted, a resistance gauge is shown. When the resistance gauge is full, Wolf becomes afflicted. There are items which suppress the resistance gauge or outright cure these abnormalities. Not a big deal because there's a bonfire right here, which is why we're going this way to begin with. I mean, poor general, the guy killed me like 5 times. If anyone is poor in this situation, it is me. Now, we are going to go back up though, because I have something we need to do. So, like I said, or I was about to say, since the game has been so easy breezy so far, like I didn't die a single time, everything is just autopilot easy mode, we're going to go this way now. There's a path here somewhere, I think. Somewhere in this direction. I think you can reach it from here, can't you? Am I misremembering? I think you can make those, maybe. No? How do you get there again? I thought we could reach it now. Am I just being dumb? I might just be being dumb. It's definitely not this way. But maybe I could grapple onto the route right ahead of me. I could have sworn it was from here. Maybe coming from that side instead? Oh, was there a thing I could grab? I think I just saw something. Aha, yeah, there it is, I'm just blind. So, as I was saying before I fell to my quote-unquote death 15 times, we're gonna go and do the dumb thing. Which is, we're gonna make this game more difficult. Hooray. So, in here is some form of Satan. We will not be dealing with that form of Satan for now. We'll run past him. We were warned about a headless, and a headless we will find in there. I think this leads just back up to the path we just came from, but it unlocks a shortcut, and I think we got an item as well, so let's just quickly go up here. I do like these silly little grappling hook staircases. Just spam the button and climb up. Looks very fluid, feels fun. Oh. Fucking fly swords. No poison this time. There's more. Sugar. Now we're on the right side of the entrance that we just used to get into the main building. And up here we have some antidote powder and divine grass, a secret medicine that fully restores vitality and cures all status abnormalities. One small part of Ashina is exceedingly old. The ancient soil, rocks, and water that pervaded the land are said to have attracted the attention of the gods. The Dr. Dogan studied the plants in this ancient place, resulting in the recipe for this special medicine. Basically like a divine blessing from the old Dark Souls. And now we've unlocked that shortcut that we saw earlier. So if we die, we can just get back here a little bit more quickly now. Can we take this route from this side? I'm not entirely certain. I think we can. Okay, and I think we can jump down here. Yep, we can. Very good. Right, so there's a headless in here. Headless are pretty nasty. I don't like them very much, and we'll not deal with them right now. Instead we'll run past, because we have something we want to do in here. Hi, guy. Please. I think this is the path. I don't think there are too many paths here, so whatever works. Shinobi escape route leads to the Demon Bell. Hump wall. Now we are in a very different room, at least for a moment. I think these guys are a little bit annoying, especially under-equipped like we are. Man shows me the centipede wiggle. All-time classic. Stop throwing shit at me. It's not too bad, I don't think. Receive black gunpowder. Black grains forming the base for gunpowder. Material used in chemical prosthetic tool upgrades, including those of an explosive and occultic nature. Oh, I think we already read black gunpowder, didn't we? Anyway, fuck it. Does not open from this side. We will open that much later. But something is up here. In the Senpo Temple. Very fine place that we will thoroughly explore much later. We are here to read this inscription. This says, "Do not ring this bell. Inviting misfortune is an act of virtue, but only the stoutest of heart should ever consider it." Right, Silent? You arrive as we make a pretty big decision that is not great. Bong. That is how shadows work, yeah, they're generally dead by daylight. So now we are also carrying a sinister burden. This is the second level of hard mode that you can apply. A demonic spirit sealed within the iron bell of the Senpo Temple possesses those who ring the bell, strengthening enemies around them. The bell demon confers hardship, but perhaps also slightly better spoils. Using this item has no particular effect aside from causing the demon to leave, so we can make that disappear at any point in time, which is very nice. So these two effects that we have, like giving away the charm at the beginning of the game, as well as taking the Bell Demon, they stack, and they in total make the game for the first cycle really difficult. Which is great, because we were having such an easy time of it so far that I desperately need to do something to make this game more challenging for me. Like, again, no deaths so far, we haven't lost anything yet, no one is infected by Dragon Rot or anything weird. It's all just been easy breezy. I thought I saw a grappling hook. Are you gonna screw me over again? Oh, almost. I could have just used the sculpture up here to leave. I don't know why I didn't. I think this is how you get out though. There you go. Goodbye, Headless. Yeah, I mean, it's very believable. There's no way you need to check the video evidence of my current goings-on, because there's nothing interesting to see there. I literally just explained what you would have found if you... or what you would find if you were to check the stuff. I went the wrong way, so now we're just stuck down here. Isn't there a homeward bone thingy equivalent? Return to the last home. Sure, let's do that. Do we want to go to the temple? It doesn't matter because we have to travel anyway, so let's just go to the temple, fuck it. We have to move on from there. So, now we have two options where we want to go. We can either use the bell that we were told to use from the old lady that thought we were her son. We have new training options, not that that matters right now. We either turn in the bell right here on the friendly Buddha, and we go that way, or we continue on the main path. Sorry about that. Fuck. Local man contacts, gets the dragon rod as well.
何をしている？
あなたですか。流害の調べのため、物資殿が吐いた血の塊をいただいていたのです。
血の塊？
はい。咳とともに出たものです。血の色がわずかによどんでいるような。しかし、これだけでは定かには。
できることはあるか？
流害にかかったものが吐いた血の塊。それがもっとあれば、より詳しい調べをできます。
流害にかかったものがいれば当たってみよ
う。お願いします。では。
Bye. Right, so either we use the bell on this friendly Buddha, or we go along the main path for a little bit longer. Since I'm kind of not quite about to stop, but pretty close to stopping, let's instead continue with the main path and maybe try to finish this segment up first before we start something completely different. So, this game is very nice to me because, you know how most games have spiders as enemies, and like giant spiders and all sorts of weird shit like that? This game has centipedes, and it has some other form of Satan that is a common phobia. That thankfully is not my phobia, so for once a game can suck my ass with its phobia baiting, basically. However, if you are afraid of snakes, you might want to not watch the following segment. Or at least mentally prepare for not fun time. So we now have a giant snake stealth section. You can't see shit in the grass. I am hard stealth man. Clearly we're done with the stealth section for now. Oh, hello snake. Never mind. I don't quite remember this section super well, as in I don't quite remember where exactly I need to be going. But I'm sure we'll find out. Look, the snake is hollow, it's nothing to be afraid of. If we puncture it, it'll just pop immediately. I think I want to wait for you to go back deeper into the cave, and then we cross the little bridge over here. Unless you're just not going to be doing that for now. Nope, there you go. Good man, snake. Oh, what the fuck? Touch snake, take damage. Maybe it was charged. Oh, that what? Cheeky bugger. Very suspicious snake. Oh, we are completely deathless, as expected. Now we hide in this thing that is conveniently placed over here. So there is an item over directly ahead of us. But I'm not gonna go for that because that's kind of a death trap. Instead, just perform the stab. Perform the legs. Goodbye. I think we leave now, if I remember correctly. Yeah, to the abyss with a very big snake. I think we can go back now and grab that item. I'm not entirely certain, but let's give it a try. There it is. I don't think the snake comes back once you stab it. I mean, I wouldn't if I was a snake. Some asshole stabs me in the eye with the sword. We get some snap seeds. Fume word seeds that make a loud noise if you snap them, useful for breaking the effect of illusion techniques. If an illusion occurs, that is because someone created it. To crush the phantoms and return to reality, one must defeat the creator of the illusion. Snap seeds can be of great help in that regard. There is a boss that we'll be probably going for next time if we get that far, that you can use these on. However, you get a very, very limited supply of them, and yes, thank you, grappling hook. I was thoroughly locked in that animation as well, like I literally couldn't even turn around. But yeah, we will try to make use of the snap seeds there. The game alludes to them being incredibly useful or important, but they're kind of overstating how valuable they actually are. Seen plenty of people confused by that, including myself in my first playthrough. So, we'll try to make use of them, but they're not as good as one might think. I do like, however, that this game doesn't outright kill you for falling down an abyss. Like, you take some damage, of course, but much, much better than just the old, oh, you died to gravity, we'll try again. What the Souls games usually do. Right, let's activate this idol. I think there's a guy. Yeah, there's a guy right there who drops something slightly useful, if I recall correctly. Let's have ourselves a little rest. Very alert guy as well. Yeah, gravity is normally not very well known to be friendly, so having gravity that is actually kind of nice to you is a welcome change. That's the poison bullshit. Well, fuck me, I guess. Okay, I thought he was gonna be a little bit weaker. I forgot that we are on Mega Satan mode and nothing is weak ever. Here, have a shuriken. Stop your poison bullshit. Oops. Stop dying. Fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, we get the herb catalog scrap. An herb, a page torn from the Ashina an herb catalog, a compendium of flowers and herbs. The snapseed naturally grows in ravines and deep valleys. According to denizens of the Sunken Valley, such places are appropriate for offering oneself in marriage to the Great Serpent. If one wishes to become a bride, they must enter the belly of the serpent in the valley. Let's not do that instead. Because I do not want to be a serpent's bride by entering its belly. It's true, yeah, shadows usually are pretty good at not dying. Which is where this game's title is becoming a little bit weird. Right, so we have a fairly big open area here. There's some sort of Mega Satan back there, there's some phantoms for us to inspect, there's some ranged mates, there's a bunch of patrols, so we try to do this somewhat sneakily and make ourselves, or make our lives rather, a little bit easier. Let's maybe hang out over here and do some eavesdropping.
Miro. 大手門にのろしが上がっておる。行部様か。ああ、まさに鬼行部。あのお方がおれば、アシナもまだまだ安泰よ。
More hype for Kyobo the Demon. Probably about to be the swollest man in the game. Oh.
かわいそうなオラの馬子よ。やつら、爆竹なんて。
Sorry, I had to speed that up a little bit because that was his mate coming over, making this a little bit awkward. Okay, you're patrolling back, very good. There's the big Satan. Let's listen to the dialogue later once we've cleared this area. Is there a thing to grapple onto, maybe? No. Let's maybe do this. I kinda wanna... If it doesn't take too long, I kinda wanna wait for the big guy to come back over here, but... Seems like that would take a while. He is not moving very fast at all. In that case, let's maybe take care of the ranged mate. So no one will notice. That no one will notice. Listen to me, for fuck's sake. Told you not to notice.
I know.
What? Speak up. Okay, they unnoticed me. Very good. Peripheral vision, what is that? Not on my guard duty. Okay, it seems like the big guy is gonna go up those stairs and we can maybe ambush him over here. Let's go and do that. I don't want to fight those guys, they're pretty annoying. So if we can stealth kill them, that'd be very nice. Not entirely sure how to best do that just yet. Are you coming? You are very, very slowly. Hot damn. Pretty impressive of Wolf to not stab himself in the arm when he does this. Doing a shimmy like that with a sword in hand as well seems very difficult. Saddest monster in the game. Trying to press the wrong button and drop down into nothing instead. Down you go, sunshine. Right, now we don't have that much Satan left. Aha! Stealth wins again. That should be the entire area fully cleared. Get some swig. Heavy coin purse, very fine. Don't think there's anything up there. Maybe check out the tower real quick. It looks like we've got everything. Let's listen to the lore. Very fine lore. Hello.
ナイフの軍はあまりに強大だ。
それゆえ我が血を流因の力を利用するというのですか。いかに力を得るとて痛みも恐れも忘れ戦い続けるの。私は人の生き方を歪めたくはないのです。
この屍の山を見ろ。もはや尋常の術では足が守れぬのだ。
私は健一郎殿ほど強くはなれません。何をなすべきか未だわからぬのです。
あれから随分と経つ。待ったこと無駄なことだ。
So it seems like Genichiro wants to use the immortality to do some conquesting or something. Or turn his army immortal or invincible or whatever. Common goals when confronted with the possibility of immortality. Koro's all like, lol, nay, don't want to do that. I can't blame him. Right, so we have a big old battlefield over here. Music dramatically fades out. Almost like we might have some boss time. Switch over to the firecrackers. Just see how well we can do. I think you're just posing and not actually attacking again. So, people fighting this guy fall into one of two categories. You either think this fight is very easy, or you think this fight is very awkward and awkwardly difficult. And I fall into the latter half. I find his moveset very awkward to get a good grasp on, but like I know that like numbers-wise and everything, if I just like play decent for a little bit of time, I'm gonna be fine. Like I know it's not a difficult fight, but it feels always awkward for me to take him on. So I always struggle a little bit more here than I probably should on paper. Yeah. Oh, I needed to recover there. One thing that's a little bit weird about this game is that you sometimes, when you get hit by something, you stagger, and to recover you need to like press the dodge button. Or the use button as well. I didn't know that that was an attack. So I need to get in the habit of, like, after I get hit, to just press the dodge button just in case, rather than not doing anything. I'm used to not doing anything, but it means I stay in the stagger and just get hit again, usually. So, my main issues with this fight, as in, like, not because the fight is bad, but because I can't function with the fight, or why I can't function with the fight, is that I have a lot of trouble understanding what are and aren't attacks. Like, what are the timings that I should be, like, looking for? At which points do I need to parry or block or whatever? Like, I think this is all just him posing. I don't think there's actually an attack in there. I don't know why I blocked there, but it was apparently the right timing. Like, that sort of attack is pretty obvious. I should have had that. I felt like I pressed it at the right time, but apparently I was slightly off. Yeah, between the Demon Bow and the No Kuro's Charm thing, enemies are very small, so that will not make this much easier. Yeah, I didn't expect that forward. And I parried very slightly to it. Ah, fuck. Yeah, 3 in a row, Jesus Christ. So what will happen is that I'll take a few attempts here to try to figure out what his like attack chains are, like, oh, he can follow up with that, or oh, this attacks slightly earlier, and that sort of shit, and then eventually we'll get an attempt where I can actually block and parry a few of his attacks, and then we'll eventually succeed. It'll take me a few tries to get used to properly. Thankfully, even though the bonfire isn't exactly right next to the boss room, it is close enough that you can just run through and continue trying. Alright, me too. Nice aim, ball. Oh, we haven't learned to attack while jumping up. Right, that was the direction. I completely forgot. Like, the fact that I blocked something there is so confusing to me, because I didn't see anything that looked like an attack animation. It was between the two ends of a spear. He was just running by me, and it, like, hit me anyway with something. I don't know. Makes damage. Almost two-phase one. That attack started up so fucking fast, Jesus Christ. Right, this is the triple chain. He ran through me in such a way that I actually broke my lock on, very fine. Yeah, very perfect. So another reason why this fight is a little bit awkward is if you're doing it without Kuro's Charm and you take chip damage every time you're regularly blocking something, you actually don't stay alive very well. So normally if you're playing this for the first time and you don't use or you don't give up Kuro's Charm, you can just block a lot of these chains. Anytime I'm uncertain about something, I can just hold the block button, and while he will eventually posture break me, it's most of the time gonna be fine. But without Kuro's Charm, I take chip damage, so if I'm very slightly off with those weird attack timings and the weird flailing, I will still take a lot of damage and eventually die. Like, that lasted right there. I was pretty close to actually parrying, but just slightly off, and it was enough because we were already low HP. These gives a pretty easy start. I always fall for that, I don't know why. Like, that's a pretty obvious chain, I don't know why I'm always surprised when it keeps going. Yeah, a bit greedy of me. This is fuck. I don't remember those guys being that big of a problem, but I think there's two kinds of players that play Sekiro, as dumb as that sounds. You're either the kind of guy that's like, fuck yeah, I'm going to parry everything and just try to hit the timing for every single attack anyway, or the kind of player that just wants to get through with things. If you're the former, then it doesn't actually change that much to give away Kuro's Charm. If you're the latter, then giving away Kuro's Charm is probably really painful and will make your life, especially against the Kuros, really painful. I am bad. Apparently I've still not learned that that is a series of attacks. Almost there. Oh, fuck. Why is that timing so awkward for me? Fuck's sake. Yeah, all three of those are slightly weird in their timing for my brain. So all three of those I had to I didn't get the parry, but instead get the normal block, so I just kind of died for free. And then I took the worst timed hit possible, so that I would get staggered until I get up during the sword being right inside of me. It's actually a lot like a little rhythm game. Like you go clang 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 or something, and you just press it whenever that the rhythm is there. Like, it sounds very dumb if I just simplify it like that. Oh, you just press the button at the right time, bro. But it sort of is like that. If you're at all into rhythm games, then it's like it's an abstract form of presenting it, but it's basically like a normal-ass rhythm game in that regard, and not that weird or difficult in my opinion. That being said, I'm talking big right now while I'm not fighting those fuckers, so maybe when we eventually get there, I'll just be completely fucked. But I fundamentally like the sort of rhythm game element to this game, so I don't remember them being that rough for me ever. It keeps catching me every time for some reason, because my brain is just non-functional. Maybe I should go and learn that skill that we can attack while we're playing Fortune. Every single time, without fail, I will always try to attack there. I'm also always rambling, so like it's not like I'm paying that much attention. That is so weird. I think the rhythm is for this fucker, for example, much worse than for the giraffes. The giraffes are much more consistent and like just do a lot of them basically just as fast as you can. But like his animations here are so all over the place, and he has so much awkward movement between the different attacks and everything. Like for me, this is much more difficult and much worse to chain parry than the giraffes. Like the giraffe stuff is just one flurry of like fast and sort of difficult attacks. This is such a mix of like, oh now, randomly now, oh we moved a little bit, so not now, haha, but now, and like, I don't know. I think this is like really awkward to do properly. Whereas the giraffe stuff is just like, okay, you just do it a lot, basically. Hey, I remember for a change. I was also finished with my sentence, maybe that's connected somehow. One more hero mid. Nah, fuck that up. Oh, he comes down with an attack. I forgot. Fuck. That wasn't an attack. For fuck's sake. Oh, they're doing the normal FromSoft thing where the more powerful and important the guy is, the bigger they get. So, like, he is also a pretty big man on pretty big keys. I mean, he had his mates talk him up a lot before. Like, oh yeah, we got the guy on the horse. Like, we can literally never lose as long as the guy on the horse exists. I don't think so. He's like taller than Emma, and like Emma seems appropriately sized, and so does Kuro and stuff. Like I think Wolf is pretty normal size. It's just that all the big relevant plot men, etc., are all like giant. Didn't get the timing. Come the fuck on. Of course I get the longest stagger in the game. Yeah, slightly off in the third one now. Shut the fuck up. Oh, for fuck's sake, the way the camera was panning up, I thought something different was happening, but no, it's just because I was too close to him. The game decided, like, oh, we're doing this like, cinematically, apparently. It was just a normal attack. I knew I was dead before I pressed attack on stealth in there. That was pretty frustrating. Like, a lot of those chains felt very discombobulated and like a little bit awkward. Once the fight started going sour there, it was just a mess of different hits. Nope, deathless. Even hitless, to be honest, but I don't want to brag, so I don't ever hit that. Oh right, that's just him posing. I am so brainless that I forgot that he always does that. Like, and I've even taken advantage of it before. I just... For fuck's sake. Failed literally every single parry there. Doing the attack chain that is the easiest. Very good. Yeah, close enough that that should give me a photo. Go. Thank you, camera, for trying to take that away from me. Well, now we just gotta do the second part, basically with only one hit we can take. I couldn't see shit because of the fucking flag. Of course he does a fast attack now. Unfortunate. I get one attack, I think, before I have to parry. Yeah, fuck, messed up the timing. That's fairly decent overall, I think we're getting there. Given how incredibly poorly the first life started. Yeah, I can imagine. Starting to take a little bit of timing. Yeah, too early, but... Close at all. Thank you, camera, for making me break my lock-on. Or rather, for breaking my lock-on for me. Oh, I am so bad. Yeah. I thought I was out of range, but as far as the fucking move forward so you can fuck. Wow, that is some great A spawn camping there. I have never seen that. At least I don't remember ever seeing that. Like, I was literally in the get up animation and he immediately fucked me. Very good. Oops. One thing that I like about this game's like health and respawn system and stuff is that like, by virtue of the fact that you always get at least 2 chances, you can sometimes pretty aggressively play on low HP. Like, normally I'm the sort of guy that's like, oh, I'm low, I really want to heal again, because I don't want to like, accidentally die to something that I could have prevented. But whether I use my healing on the first or the second life really doesn't matter that much to the camera for being the most awkward thing anyone has ever seen. So I can literally not hit the stationary target. Yeah, I'm dead. Thought there was a longer delay there. He's doing all of the awkward attacks that I'm not good at dealing with in a row here. It's not very nice of him. Okay, do more of this shit. This I can deal with. I didn't see that was him winding up an attack. Fuck. I hadn't seen that attack before. At least not from that angle. Ah, fuck. Face change, or just chippy. Don't have an extra life, which is a little bit awkward. This time I was ready to get fucked by that a second ago. But I actually brained for a change. Fuck, that is slightly faster than I expected to do. If he chooses to do a bunch of those like awkward attacks that aren't just regular attack chains, but like him moving and swinging on the side and stuff, it's really difficult to deal with. Now, I do have a sort of secret weapon for in case we ever get like, you actually sniped me mid-air there for the first time. I hate you a lot. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I do have a sort of secret weapon that we can use once things get like too terrible, and that is running the fuck away. Kind of like how we dealt with the ogre man sort of guy. You can always just run the fuck away from an opponent, and they don't really get to hit you. Even this guy on a fucking horse, who looks pretty fast, is not actually fast enough to catch up with fucking Wolf when he's going for it. So, like, when in doubt, if I desperately want to like not deal with it, and like if I'm tired of it, I can just always run away from those attack chains that are bad and just only play the ones that are easy for me. I don't like playing that way though, because to me it feels a little bit weird. I like the straight up try to parry, try to counter attack sort of playstyle. There are some fights in this game though where I like struggle with that a little bit too much. Like the demon we heard earlier, or the ogre rather. Is among those, and the very final boss is also among those. The very final boss in this is very hard, especially with the no chorus drum thing and the demon bomb. He did that attack for the first time. They really can't afford to make those, like, carry mistakes on the easy attacks. Yeah, too slow. Oh, I should jump first. If I see that, I should just always jump and then grapple. I think that way I should avoid the sword and get close anyway. Oh, the sun and the crow mob have gotten rotten as well. If I was a smart man, I'd also just kill some of these enemies on the outside so I can get my second resurrection drag. Alas, I'm not a smart man. Wapa, indeed. Oh fuck, that's the thing. I was not ready. Oh fuck. I don't want to jump when I do that. I got hit twice for that, I think. So I really do need to jump to a button. camera for literally breaking my lock on because you get too close. Very good. I don't remember having much trouble with the camera in that regard from when I played this in the past. Maybe I'm just playing it slightly differently than I used to. Or maybe I just forgot. Can you do something so we can actually interact with each other again? Or is that out of the cards for now? Let's get this phase over with. Him doing that attack on paper is pretty good for me because it gives me a lot of like time to hit him if I can manage to close the distance somehow. Oh wow, that was still active. I thought the attack was over. Oh, that's a shame. Like, the warning signal came so early, and then I dodged for over a second. I was like, okay, this has gotta be done at this point, right? So I tried to block again rather than just getting out of it. Yeah, need to respect that harder. It's like... In like 5 or 6 attempts we'll get a second extra life. Gonna be helpful. I should also use the firecrackers a little bit more. I'm trying to use them very sparingly because they, especially in the first stage, are a little bit cheesy, I think. The second one he doesn't attack whenever he moves on the boat. It's not the attack I expected him to do, but... I hate that attack chain, that is so awkward. Yeah, do this one. No, wait, that's the... That looked like the double overhead one, where he goes like above twice and then very slow and then up above again. I don't know why I didn't resurrect there, I was just mindlessly pressing one of the buttons. Oh well, doesn't really change that much. But yeah, I thought that was the 3 overhead series, but he actually attacked flatways, which had slightly different timing. So I got caught off guard again. Swing my sword in the guy's face, like an inch away from his face. He just stands there and shoots me afterwards like nothing happened. Complete creature. Yeah, this attack is what I thought the other one at the end of the last attempt was gonna be. Oh fuck. That took me an embarrassingly long time to recognize. Like for that chain there, at the start he does a little leap with his horse before attacking, and that extra bit of delay makes it really awkward to parry for me. Like I expect the attack to just actually happen, rather than him to like hold it for a moment while his horse does a tiny leap forward.
せてやろう。
Yeah, that one. I hate that chain so much. All of the attacks in that are awkward for me. Okay, new attack I haven't seen yet. Very good. That was all it took apparently. You say that? Are you serious? I think he went behind me, and thus my... Like, the attack hit me fucking a minute later because his forward movement put him behind me, and then he hit me from a different angle. Nice. Love that one. That one was my favorite. But yeah, we've had better attempts at this point, and like to get to this part of the fight. Yeah, okay, I don't survive that one unless I run away in time, but I managed to do it. But yeah, we've had attempts with more health and options get to that phase. And also, the moment you say that, he does some frightful bullshit that I can't really deal with. Maybe that's the route to do. Nah, it's not at all your fault. Not sure if you were present for that callback and if you're talking about that, but I have in fact enabled both of the hard modes, which is why we are struggling. I just cannot read this fucker's movements. I've said this like before we even started this fight, but like his attack patterns are so awkward to read for me. Like that was slightly slower than I expected, so I blocked normal instead of parrying, so I fucking die. Well, yeah, which more like which attack flows into which attack basically. Like sometimes he just does shit where I don't understand what his options are afterwards, so I think like, oh, this is what he does, when nope, that's not what it is. He's just too like flaily and weirdly mobile and shit for my brain to handle. Like again, I don't like this fight even when it's on the like easier difficulty. Yeah, the way he steps behind you and then hits you with a massive delay there, I wonder if that's intentional. Also, nice little forward jog so that his first attack that reaches further, doesn't it? And then the second one hits. Very good. But yeah, I'm just bad at identifying the different attack chains and thus the different timings I need to follow. I should also, instead of just trying to be like a moron and do this the mano a mano sort of way, instead I should absolutely run away a little bit more and try to use more of the like weird behavior to my advantage. Like the fact that you can just sprint away from things. If I ever see an attack that I don't like, I can just always run the fuck away and force another one. But I think that playstyle a little bit cheesy. Like you saw how I did that with the ogre earlier. With the ogre I don't mind because fuck the ogres. Like their weird grabs are complete bullshit. But for bosses I don't like doing that unless I really have to. But that, for example, I needed to not be there. I don't think there's any reasonable for me not to take damage there. But when he does normal chains like this, I'm absolutely fine with trying to like learn the timing for those and parry those. I don't know. But yeah, this weird shit where he's doing like the weird twirls with like a minute delay and then no delay and then very fast 8 hits in a row and whatever. Those can all suck my ass. It's basically a very messy fight in my opinion, especially for what is effectively the first boss. Like you have kind of two options for which boss you want to fight first. And I feel like this is a very, very messy first boss. For a game that's otherwise so much about like specific attacks with specific responses. Are you okay? Speaking of a messy boss, like he just did 2 donuts without even getting close to attacking it. then I was rolling to get out of the stagger, because that's what you have to do in this game, and then I got hit at the end of the roll. I think I could have just stood in place and tried to parry the attack. That's just a little weird. I don't fully understand it. Not good. Jump after you. Oh fuck, this is okay. He did that really close to me. That seems a bit unusual. Look how much damage that did on block, it's actually insane. It was like 20% health. They blocked somewhat bullshitty attack. I do like him using his spear, sticking it into the ground too. They do proper turns and shit. It's a little bit silly, but within the like reason of the world, it's fitting. Thank you, camera, for literally unlocking while he's doing this attack. Now. No, that hit me. Look where that attack was, next to my body. Oh. That was so far away from my body. Oh. Call bullshit. I played that pretty poorly. So I haven't been using the firecrackers much. Like I said, I don't want to abuse them too much. In the second phase, when you do that, he rears a little bit like normal, but then he does an attack as he comes back down, so it's a little bit less cheesy. But I thought he was doing that a lot faster, so I didn't attack him nearly as much. I was just sitting there waiting. Which was obviously a bit silly. I could have done a lot more damage to him there. I was actually pretty close to winning the fight though. But I committed a little bit more to the just desperately trying to get it done. Man chooses to run through me, thereby triggering 3 nearly instantaneous attacks that I cannot perfectly parry every time. This run behind you with this extra delay and then fuck you thing is so obnoxious. Please stop doing that. Like, the camera is already struggling enough as is. Don't do bullshit where you intentionally run behind me. Speak of the devil. How is that not in range? Silly bugger. I always find it very jank whenever a boss or something in this sort of game does an attack that literally doesn't hit you if you're not even moving. Like, if you're stationary, the opponent should only ever be able to do attacks that would actually connect with your body. Like, if I'm dodging, sure, that's on me, but like, If I'm not moving, why does the AI trigger something that would literally not connect with me? It seems silly. Oh my lord, please fucking die. Thank you. Take stagger. Okay, interesting. Fuck, this time did very slightly. I think they tried to make him a little bit less good at whiffing his normals recently, but I get the gist. I thought I was too far away for him to hit me for 2 of those attacks, so I just kind of got in trouble. I need to run away a lot more. I don't know. I want to do that, but I don't think I'll ever be. I mean, I did parry some of the attacks that I normally don't parry, so I guess I'm making slight progress in that regard. But I'm not super invested into actually learning the entirety of the fucking fight. I just want to learn enough to get through without like consumables or cheesing. I've had Nago right to load, but god is he obnoxious to play against sometimes. Yeah, so I don't need to recover, I can just lie on the ground and then parry as they're attacking me. Interesting. Okay, good. Because that means I don't randomly spam roll and get hit by bullshit again while I'm in recovery. Oh, for fuck's sake. I happen to pass next to you and I choose to flail, so I get fucked, idiot. Wow, that still hit me even though I flipped way over my body. Well done. This is a very good attempt. Yeah, playing against them often feels like they're just finishing for their, like, or fishing for their haha I out damage and outvalue you rather than like actually playing anything that has to respect your playstyle or your options at all. Like they have so much health and their like output when they start popping off is so crazy that they don't need to like actually respect you or play around you. They can just keep gambling and eventually win. Watching is a different beast anyway. I was stupid to try to keep popping around trying to decide to cancel it. Hey, he's bumping me again, nice. I was just spamming that like a moron because I wasn't really in the flow anymore. Yeah. To be fair, if you're on a horse that tall, having a little bit of extra range is pretty good. And if you get to ignore physics and do cheeky bullshit, why not just flail your spear around in a massive circle, hitting everything? Like, if your spear could just not be stuck on objects and clip through everything and still do insane damage, then why not? But yeah, if he just would continuously run and do the weird spear twirl flaily thing, I would literally never beat him. Because that attack is not something I can reliably parry. Like I should. Oh, it's this. It's true, yeah. Him not having quite as much health and posture would also make this a lot easier. Hence me saying we're kind of struggling because of the double hard mode that we enabled. Oh, that is such a fast and cheeky attack, I hate that. Please stop doing shit like that. Also, stop running behind me and then attacking. Look at those fucking attack patterns. Everything I did in the last like 8 or so seconds is obscenely annoying to parry. Like, the game probably just wants me to run the fuck away or block it normally. But it is so difficult to follow, it's so difficult to like do properly, I really dislike it. can we stop playing the run in circles game? I guess not, never mind, I'm asking for a lot here. Sir, please, for the love of fuck. Managed to interrupt him this time. He hasn't done the like big man spear thrust that he just did twice in the last few seconds at all this entire fight before. The first time I coincidentally parried it properly, but the second time I just missed it by a moment. Oh, fuck's sake. That worked in my favor the last like 8 times or so that we had that situation. Like he whiffed the last bunch of times we had that. Stop doing your dumbass spear trolley thingy. Okay. Maybe I'm completely fucking stupid, but that did not feel like a lot of wind up for that attack. Like, that felt a bit bullshit to me. I am jumping, thank you. I don't need to see. It's all good. We play by feel. Who's Tommy? Oh, I'm bad. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop doing your cheeky bullshit. I think I'm far enough away. Okay, good. Fuck. Oh. That was rough. He really went into a pretty long phase there at the end where he kept doing cheeky shit that I can't deal with very well while not doing basically any of his normal attack patterns. Could as well have thrown me a bone in that game, maybe. Just at some point. Yes, shut the fuck up. I don't know why the camera tries to lock on, or rather zoom onto his ass so much, or his horse's ass rather. I literally couldn't parry that because I was crushed by his horse instead or something. Thanks, video game. Like, he moved so far up my ass that I literally couldn't play that. And not even as a strategy, just by coincidence, because of the way he moved and the way the battlefield was laid out. Fun time. Just kind of like that, except with more camera break, or with less camera breakage and more unblockable damage. Please do more of that. I can actually parry that, and I even get to punish you for a moment afterwards. Please do that instead of the wild, flaily bullshit that we've been doing a lot recently. Oh, for fuck's sake, he moved! That was a really frustrating attempt, actually. Like, there were so many instances where he moved slightly just to make his, like reading his attacks and shit just that extra little bit awkward, and, like, the timing just that extra slightly bit offset. And not in the sense of, like, oh yeah, he's just moving intentionally because that's what he does during the attacks, but rather just because the Like the way he was moving relative to my character and relative to the camera. Just screwed me over a lot there. That was really irritating. I mean, starting with that very quick early death. I should reset more in those situations, like when he starts going and doing stupid shit, I should just fucking sprint away for a moment, give him some time to calm down and do normal stuff again. Or he can just do 2 of the fucking spirit twirls and then I'll never be able to play the video game ever again. Look at the camera there, what the fuck, game? Look at him literally doing an attack chain where I am not positioned at all. Like, he just completely missed for a while. Because he's so busy just running around on his dumbass horse, not even aiming anything, just coincidentally doing randomly selected attacks that he legitimately couldn't even hit me there. Without me moving or dodging or anything. I don't know, man. Dumbass fight. I don't think I needed to grapple there with it. May as well play that tiny extra bit save. He did a proper chain in phase 2. It's Christmas. I thought Christmas was over, but no, it's today. I can't dodge that by sprinting. Cool. I don't see those attacks opening up another time for that. Are you okay? I think he broke. Oh. The fact that I didn't just fucking murder him for it shows you what kind of fucking moron I am. Like, oh, I want the good, honest, clean fight, not your fucking, oh, my AI is passed out version. He actually did not flinch at all there. Anyway, at least that makes those feels even better. Rigor Mortis setting quickly there with his arm. We get the memory of Gyobu Oniwa, sorry. The battle memory of an extraordinary foe, lingering in the mind of the wolf. Commune with the sculpture's idol and confront memories of battle to permanently increase attack power. Gyobu Masataka Oniwa was a keeper of the Ashina Castle Gate. We also get the mechanical barrel, a mechanical metal barrel that can be given to the sculptor to enable prosthetic tool upgrades. It appears to have been made to fit perfectly inside the wrist bone of the shinobi prosthetic. A reinforced core is sure to make a shinobi's fangs even sharper. Yep, now we have access to the upgrade system. And yep, we can increase our attack by doing that. I understand, game. All good. Get 2 ding-dings from that, very nice. Well, that took a little bit longer than I was hoping for. But not in an unexpected manner. Reflect upon a previously defeated extraordinary foe to fight them once more within Wolf's memories. During reflection, Wolf's attack power is not tied to his strength in the real world. Any quick items for elements. Okay, so that's the you can refight bosses using the memories. Instead, we just do the attack upgrade. The battle memory of an extraordinary foe. Although distant, recollection of such memories provided sustenance to the wolf. Yogo Oniwa once led a group of infamous bandits, but was defeated by Ishin, who was so captivated by his show of strength that he took him in as an Ashina warrior. Oniwa would later go on to become Genichiro Ashina's most trusted retainer. Attack power has been enhanced. Right, we got a few skill points. Don't know I need the slide desperately. This just makes your stealth better, which is pretty good. Mid-air deflection seems pretty good. That increases my available thingies. Let's start with the stealth upgrade. What do we have here? Vault over. Oh yeah, right, that one. That's pretty decent. Suppress sound, makes your stealth even better. Increases posture damage of Mikiri counter. We do want that eventually. Mid-air combat arts, not super important. Recovers vitality from performing a successful death blow. That seems pretty good, especially, like, we'll probably take a bunch of chip damage here and there while fighting regular enemies, just from me missing parries, so being able to instead, well, get some health back from the chip damage we might have taken seems pretty good. It costs 5 points though, which is a crazy large amount. Not sure what we should go for next. Let's just keep the skill point for now. Right, we have a tiny bit to discover over here on this side. And then afterwards we'll return to the temple and call it a day. Hello, that guy in purple. I think that's the Ministry lads that we had heard about before. Make sure it's not a merchant. Voila.
ご供養いかがかね。
こんなところにも
死者があるところ、また供養衆あり。
Memorial mob merchants.
故に戦場こそ我らの庭よ。さあ、ご供養していきなされ。
So, this guy sells a Dragon's Blood Droplet, which I think restores the Dragon Rod. Actually, let's just read it. An item that is rarely dropped by a divine heir of the dragon's heritage. Using it will slightly increase resurrective power. Restore the power of life to those who have been drained of it by offering this drop to the sculptor's idol with a recovery charm in hand. In turn, all afflicted with Dragon Rod will be healed. The incessant coughing must cease. So there's our first access to that. I'll use that once we have way too many infected. But for now, let's not worry too much about it. It also sells some coin purses. You might think, well, Q-Boy, you spent $110 to buy a coin purse worth $100. Well, it's easy because we don't lose the coin purse, but we can lose any loose currency that we have on our body right now. So if I want to, like, invest, if you will, I can buy the coin purses so I don't lose the money on death and instead just pop them later when I need them. Then we can also buy a gourd seed here if we get 1,000. Can we afford that? I should have gone to the sell menu, my bad. How many do we have? We have a handful. Well, we have one heavy coin purse, never mind. I guess we're pretty poor. Yeah, that's not happening for now. Oh well, we'll remember that being there. Definitely. I would never forget something like that. Okay, another dead mate over here. And let's head into the building. Wolf puts the sword away, so you know we're just about to talk to someone rather than being murdered by someone. Definitely. You seem weird.
ネズミがもう一匹。いや、その目。飢えた狼か。切る前に名を聞いてやる。名乗りわしに名乗る名などないか。忍びは大概そうじゃ。名乗らず死におる。じゃが、その左腕、忍び技師とは懐かしい。 なるほど。石腕の狼か。気に入ったぞ。ならば、セキロ。お主をそう呼ぼう。
お前は何だ？
わしはアシナの天狗よ。おうセキロ。お主もネズミ狩りをせぬか。
何だと？
このアシナにはネズミが入り込んでおる。うじゃうじゃと我が物顔でな。ネズミもいろいろじゃが、それを片端から切り捨てるのよ。どうやらお主にも人斬りの才がある。その才を磨くのに役立とう。どうじゃセキロ。ネズミ狩りをせぬか。
Sure, I am down to hunt some rats.
承知した。
よし、セキロよ。ならばこれをくれてやる。
Rat description. A description of these rats that have snuck into Ashina. Speak to the Tengu again once the rats are dealt with. The rats, assassins from the Senpo Temple. Short stature, wear bamboo hats. A number of rats are lurking about, last seen around Ashina Castle Gate.
これは
ネズミの顔、それと巣穴じゃ。切ってまいれ。さすれば、お主の戦に役立つものをやろう。
So it seems like it's talking about these malformed fat fuckers, the small ones with the big heads.
切ってまいれ。さすれば。
So there must be one around somewhere. This opens the gate to the other side, which is quite convenient. Hello.
へえ、あんたが生き残ったのかい。鬼の行部様もやっと屍になれたかね。けれど何も変わりゃしないよ。戦は続き、屍は積まれ、怨嗟ばかりが満ち満ちる。あんた考えたことがあるかい？そういう怨嗟がどこに積もっていくのかを。ないだろう。ないだろうね。だからこそあんたもあやつも哀れなことだよ。
Weird old lady.
さあ、もう行け。ババが何を語ろうが戦はなくならない。あんたのお役目も変わらない。そういうものだよ。さあ、
Alright then. Fernando's old lady. I think there might be something hidden all the way up top here, but it's kind of hard to get to. At least slightly awkward or something. Either way, my brain tells me that there's a goodie to be had here somewhere. Probably like so. Oh, a box. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, plenty of weird people in From Software games usually. This one is no exception. We got a prayer bead, nice. Now we have 4, so we can increase our max HP by a little bit soon. Once we go to the nearest bonfire. Yeah, the sanest moon any game has ever seen. Boink. Well done. Let's head over here and quickly use our prayer beads. Increase our piddly HP bar by a tiny amount at least. Oh, I know where the guy is that he's talking about. Right, I remember. Very good brain. Actually working for a change. Enhance physical attributes. 4 prayer beads to become the swole. We have the first prayer necklace. Loose prayer beads strung together and offering to a sculpture's idol. Why is that flickering? Weird. A prayer bead necklace befits the strong. The ferocity of Ashina's army is renowned throughout the nation. Its generals are especially talented, every one of them accomplished in the Ashina sword style. Right, I think we shall head back to the dilapidated temple thus. break my fingers real quick. It's always helpful. And I think we're gonna call it a day for the stream at the very least. This went on a little bit longer than I was hoping for. I was hoping to not quite be as struck on the first boss, but you never know. Again, this game's pretty hard. I haven't played this in actually 3 years, or almost 3 years. And we're doing it in the hardest way possible, so it's gonna be a lot of pain. If you dislike someone being stuck on various bosses and having to try over and over and over and over again, then you are not going to enjoy these streams very much. But I will be, I mean, you know, I'll be seeing how long we can keep this up and how far we're gonna be going. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you had fun, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!